In November, let the Movie Channel take you where men are men. Women are women, and danger lurks at every turn. The Movie Channel presents the best of high adventure. If there's a cliff to hang from, a danger to be faced, or a treasure to be found, the Movie Channel has it all every Wednesday night in November. It's thrills, it's chills, it's the best of high adventure. Wednesday, November 14th at 10, the best of high adventure brings you Frank Langella and Leslie Ann Down in Sphinx, right here on the Movie Channel.
Why are we going this way? The shortest distance between any 2 points is a straight line.
Miss Houston, trust me. It's a jungle out there.
The greatest legend of all time is about to be pursued by the boldest adventurer.
Hey, got it! Great reflexes, boy.
Joined by a tough-as-nails heroine.
Daddy, you don't have to tell him anything. All right, tell him a little.
And an evil general with his band of henchmen.
Good shot. Unfortunately, he was on our side.
They're in search of the richest treasure ever known to man.
Hey, I'm on your side, remember?
It's King Solomon's Mines. Join Richard Chamberlain and Sharon Stone.
You got a chip.
For the adventure of a lifetime that you won't find on HBO or Cinemax. It's King Solomon's Mines on the Movie Channel.
Fill your fall with Disney Channel magic. Now more than ever, America's best family value is the Disney Channel. Mornings and afternoons are reserved for kids with high-quality programs. And in the evenings, the whole family will enjoy outstanding entertainment, including 2 exclusive world television premieres, the heartwarming feature film The Journey of Natty Gann, and the beloved animation classic Pinocchio. This fall, get the Disney Channel for your family. Call now.
Creatures and strange visitors from other worlds.
We're being cornered.
Don't miss the classic, The Day the Earth Stood Still, and the deadly Quatermass 2, Enemy from Space. Tune in to Wavelength for a few thrills and cringe at what awaits you in Forbidden World and Earthbound. Plus, you'll be scared silly by Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Those aren't peas in those pods.
Don't you understand what's happening here?
Yes, it's the Alien Invaders Marathon, Saturday, November 17th on the Movie Channel.
48 Hours, starring Nick Nolte. And you know, Turnabout is fair play. Nolte had a triumph last fall. This time he played the convict, the movie called Weeds. Coming up at 1, we have got David Carradine and Steve James in POW The Escape, so please stay with us. Janet Jones, the dancer with the group Motion, who danced in the film roles in Flamingo Kid and A Chorus Line, celebrates a birthday today. Janet Jones is 26 years old. Happy birthday, Janet. You know, people have different tastes when it comes to films. Some people go nuts over comedies. Some prefer dramas. Some, like Joe Bob Briggs, are addicted to slasher epics. But no matter what your taste is, the Movie Channel, we like to say, is the place to turn. We've got a whole range of films every month, from classics like Catch-22 and Play It Again, Sam, to up-to-the-minute films like Sid and Nancy. So stay with us. We've got different movies for different people. We are now 23 minutes away from our next feature, so please, in the meantime, settle back. Watch an interview with Arnold Schwarzenegger and look behind the scenes of the making of the movie Witness. Stay with us.
The Movie Channel presents the Hollywood Classic of the Week, featuring Play It Again, Sam. Directed by Herbert Ross, this 1972 comedy stars Woody Allen as a Bogart addict whose life is thrown into turmoil by his compulsion.
Take my advice, kid, and forget all this fancy relationship stuff. The world is full of dames. All you gotta do is whistle.
He's right. You give him an inch and they step all over you. Why can't I develop that attitude? Nothing a little bourbon and soda couldn't fix.
Play It Again, Sam, starring Woody Allen and Diane Keaton. A Hollywood Classic of the Week on the Movie Channel. Tomorrow, America hasn't been invaded in 200 years. Until now. America will be a different place. And there's only one man who can save it.
It's time to die.
It's the invaders who are doing the dying. An exclusive you won't see on HBO or Cinemax.
See you in hell. Send me a postcard.
Chuck Norris stars in Invasion USA on the Movie Channel. Tuesday.
The acclaimed mystery thriller Witness won an Academy Award for Best Screenplay and for Best Achievement in Film Editing. Co-stars Harrison Ford and Kelly McGillis talk about the unusual experience of making the film as the Movie Channel goes behind the scenes.
The way we shot it was we shot mostly in sequence, to the point of not knowing each other, to getting more comfortable around each other, and then, great familiarity through the course of time, which I think is a big help in this case. And that's one of the things that works and helps that part of that relationship, because it actually is true. I mean, I never really met him at all, or worked with him before.
One mistake, bang.
Where are you taking us?
I'm sorry. We're looking for a suspect. We got reason to believe he's still in the neighborhood, and I want the little boy to take a look at him.
You have no right to keep us here.
Yes, I do. Your son's a material witness to a homicide.
You don't understand. We want nothing to do with your laws.
Doesn't surprise me. A lot of people I meet are like that.
I think what was most interesting about doing the film and the character of Rachel is, one, being able to create a non-modern woman in modern times.
Although newcomer Kelly McGillis gained valuable experience in Witness, veteran Harrison Ford has a different approach.
The job of acting is no different in a more complicated part or a less complicated part. Not for me, at least. I mean, there's Harrison Ford in every character that I play. I have nothing to work with, but the experience of Harrison Ford, the psychology of Harrison Ford, you have to translate it into another character. You have to make that other character predominate. But there's a lot of me in this character, yeah. What?
Hurry up, John Book.
You better get going.
Hurry up, John Book.
My gun. I need my gun.
The relationship between the cop and the Amish woman is the core of the film. But is such a relationship plausible?
Well, let's talk about this, the believability of it, honestly. You look at a man like Harrison Ford, he's very attractive. He's very, to me, he has animal appeal. He's aesthetically nice to look at. And I think in the reality of it, here's a young woman who's just lost her husband. She's not all that old. She's in her mid-20s. I mean, she's very still alive and feeling things. And I think that's where you can make it work.
Unlike his character in Witness, Harrison Ford actually prefers the country life.
I still pound nails on my own projects, yeah. It's an attempt at maintaining sanity. It's something more than that. I think it's the life I really would prefer to live. I don't like cities. I prefer the country. I prefer the simplicity of the life I live up there. And but at the same time, I mean, I acknowledge that I need the jazz and the excitement of work in the city every once in a while as well.
Witness, starring Harrison Ford and Kelly McGillis, this month on the Movie Channel.
It's January It's Joe Bob Briggs. And you know what that means. The new drive-in theater schedules are out. And here's what we got. The Happy Hooker, the movie that asked the question, would you pay to do it with Lynn Redgrave? Hard Bodies. They're hard, they're bodies. That's why they call them Hard Bodies. The sleaziest film we'll show in '88. Malibu Bikini Shop. The title says it all. Stooge Mania. Gratuitous Three Stooges footage, including Shemp. And finally, The Concrete Jungle, best Women in Cages movie of 1983. As you can see, it's Breast Awareness Month on Drive-In Theater, our annual tribute to cleavage, and I'll be here to bring you every inch of it. Every Friday night, around 11 o'clock. Get with the program, people.
The Movie Channel presents a showcase of films that so uniquely explores the American experience, it can rightly be called an American original. While A Great Wall may seem like an odd choice for an American original, the movie has carved a place for itself as the first fictional feature-length Chinese-American co-production to have been realized since the Revolution.
I got tickets for a vacation. 1 month or even longer. How's that?
It's a unique comic look at the social and cultural collision of China and America. A Great Wall, an American original on the Movie Channel.
Coming soon.
One interesting aspect of today's movie business is how actors fight for billing, whose name goes first on the marquee, or nowadays even more complicated, whose name goes on what level. One example is the ads last year for Ishtar with its staircase billing for Warren Beatty, Isabella Johnny, and Dustin Hoffman. But while some actors fight for billing, have you noticed some others seem to be battling to get no billing at all? One example, Jack Nicholson. Right now, he's very prominent and prominently billed in the new movie Ironweed with Meryl Streep. But at the same time, he's also prominent in another new movie, Broadcast News, in which he gets no billing at all. In Broadcast News, Jack Nicholson plays a version of Walter Cronkite, a very big league, big-time network newscaster. But you won't see his name in any of the ads for the movie. You only see the names of William Hurt, Albert Brooks, and Holly Hunter. Now, this isn't the first time that Nicholson has played a supporting role. He also played small roles in Reds and Terms of Endearment. But this is the first time he's worked without billing. And why did he do it? Well, probably because the role is small but juicy. Probably also because Broadcast News was written, produced, and directed by James L. Brooks, the man who directed Nicholson into his second Oscar for that small role in Terms of Endearment. But Nicholson didn't want to give the public the impression that Broadcast News was a Jack Nicholson movie. It's a William Hurt movie. So, no billing for Jack. Now, he's not the first star to go incognito in a movie. In Woody Allen's Radio Days, Diane Keaton showed up unexpectedly and without billing. She didn't have dialogue in the movie, just a song. But the song wrapped up that movie, if you remember. And Diane also got a chance to sing on film, which she's always wanted to do. And she also got a chance to work again with her old mentor, Woody Allen. And oh yes, there were also a couple of other names who showed up in that same movie, Radio Days, without their usual billing. Jeff Daniels and Tony Roberts. Now, these unbilled appearances have occurred in movies for years, but usually as just small gag appearances. I mean, Bing Crosby was always popping up in a Bob Hope film just in time to walk off with the leading lady. Or Elizabeth Taylor doing a walk-on without billing in the movie Anne of the Thousand Days, which starred her husband at the time, Richard Burton. But sometimes the visit went far beyond a mere drop-in. In Bob Hope's 1955 movie The Seven Little Foys, about vaudevillian Eddie Foy, James Cagney made a major contribution. Cagney recreated his own Oscar-winning role as Broadway legend George M. Cohan, and he did a major dance number with Bob Hope in the movie. Now, it took weeks to rehearse and to film, but Cagney not only refused billing, but even refused to take a dime for it. He told Bob Hope, any Cohan part is worth the effort. And so it's happened through the years. Some of our most prominent names have played juicy roles, large and small, in films, but you won't see them credited necessarily in ads, in TV Guide, or when the credits roll. Now, why, when actors live and die and sometimes cut throats for good billing, why do they sometimes work without the credit? Well, for every appearance, there's a different reason. Sometimes it's because the role is too tempting to refuse, but the star would rather take no billing than low billing. Sometimes it's done just for fun. Sometimes it's for a reason rarely publicized in Hollywood. Friendship. But whatever the reason, don't be surprised to find a Jack Nicholson popping up in a movie like Broadcast News, or anyone popping up in anything for that matter. Just as you could never judge a book by its cover, no longer can you know a cast by the billing. The movies are proving that more and more these days. I'm Robert Osborne for The Heart of Hollywood.
Stay tuned for a film short on the Movie Channel, The Heart of Hollywood. It begins as a nice enough day. Just a regular sort of a stay. But when push comes to shoves, these quiet old doves turn hawks, so stay out of their way. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Harrison Ford, Charles Bronson, and Chuck Norris wax poetic in 8 great action films during the Law Enforcers Marathon.
That's interesting. Anything else?
No. Just be here on Saturday, January 16th, a day when justice will triumph over evil on the Movie Channel.
Nice men.
Here are the movies you can record this week on the Movie Channel's VCR Theater. Monday, Play It Again, Sam. Tuesday, Manhunter. Wednesday, Compromising Positions. And Thursday, Fire with Fire. Why bother with movie rentals? Just set your VCR timer every night at 3 a.m. 2 Central to the Movie Channel, the perfect VCR accessory.
After retiring from professional bodybuilding as 5-time Mr. Universe, Arnold Schwarzenegger has gone on to prove himself a champion box office success with hits like Conan the Barbarian, its sequel Conan the Destroyer, The Terminator, Commando, and another recent hit, Raw Deal, which can be seen this month on the Movie Channel.
When I retired from bodybuilding, I decided that I wanted to go after a new goal. And one of the things that I thought would be interesting is maybe to become another Clint Eastwood or one of the big stars that are on top of the ladder. So I retired from bodybuilding, and I then worked as hard. I started from the bottom and worked as hard as I did in bodybuilding and worked my way to the top.
There's nothing that a small-town sheriff can do that you can.
I want you to get inside the Petrovita organization and tear it up.
Who do you think I'll look like? Dirty Harry?
Some critics scoffed at his heavy Austrian accent, refusing to look past his muscles and consider him a serious actor. But no one doubts his ability to attract and please a movie audience.
I know I'm not the greatest thing since sliced bread when it comes to acting, and I worked my way up to the top. I came in from sports. And, it's very difficult to break into a new thing, and you have to start from scratch and so on. But I feel very happy that each time I do a film, my performance is getting better. And I realize that there is no such thing as pleasing everybody. So there will always be critics around that will knock my films, and there will always be critics around that will like my films, and that's fine. But I think when I look at the box office success, then I know that the majority of people love my films, and that's all that counts to me.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in Raw Deal this month on the Movie Channel.
Before the wedding comes the jitters.
The minute you get married, you start to drive each other crazy.
Before the baby comes the anticipation.
Is you is or is you ain't my baby.
Just keep breathing. You can do it.
I don't want to do it, honey. Can't we get somebody else to do it?
But before the end comes the heartburn.
I found out who Thelma Rice is having the affair with.
How to tell if your husband's cheating? What's the first clue?
It may be a slip of paper you found in his wallet. I know about you and Thelma Rice.
You want monogamy? Marry a swan. Betty told her that you said she had herpes.
You tell Thelma she comes over here one more time, I'll tell Betty she has the clap.
Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson star in Mike Nichols' bittersweet comedy.
Your mother would have loved him.
Yeah, but she was crazy.
Heartburn on the Movie Channel. Thursday.
Here's Murphy. He's a cop, and he upsets a lot of people.
Let me ask you ever hear of Murphy's Law? If anything can possibly go wrong, it will. A lot of things could happen to someone like you. You could get run over by a truck.
We'll tell you now, he isn't hit by a truck, but he isn't having an easy day.
You're going to jail, Jack. And you know what happens to a cop in jail? Huh?
So here he is, handcuffed to a loudmouth thief, and on the hit list of the mob, a pathological blonde, and even the cops.
When was the last time you flew one of these things?
1964.
Oh, my God.
And if anything can possibly go wrong...
Hello there! Get the hell out of there!
Charles Bronson and Carrie Snodgrass star in Murphy's Law on the Movie Channel.
Friday.
Jessica Lange just left hers.
Why aren't I miserable?
Diane Keaton doesn't have one.
So you just tell me, what man is gonna love me? What man is gonna love me?
Sissy Spacek just shot one. Men, you can't live with them.
Lemonade?
But the McGrath sisters can live without them.
Would you like a Coke instead?
Oh, I'm so good to be home. I have just about had my fill of you. Trashy McGrath and your trashy ways.
So how's your wife?
Oh, she's fine.
Going around with married men, shooting your own husband.
Crimes of the Heart.
Help!
Premiering Sunday, January 17th at 9, 8 Central on the Movie Channel.
This is the Movie Channel's feature presentation. This film has been rated R by the Motion Picture Association of America, can be heard in stereo, and is closed captioned for the hearing impaired.
This is the Movie Channel. All movies 24 hours a day. The heart of Hollywood beats on with Home from the Hill. Robert Mitchum is the southern landowner who has his hands full with two sons, one of whom is illegitimate. George Peppard, George Hamilton, and Eleanor Parker co-star. Next on the Movie Channel.
Coming soon on the Movie Channel. Coming soon on the Movie Channel.
If you love movies, chances are you own a VCR. The Movie Channel has a better, more convenient place to tape movies than ever before. Our own VCR Theater opens its doors to you every night at 3 a.m. 2 Central, offering a wide array of movies to record with no late charges and no penalty fees. Just some great films to tape while you sleep, then watch whenever you want. Friday, May 29th, Eddie Murphy kicks off your week of recording in the comedy smash hit Beverly Hills Cop. On Saturday, record a contemporary portrayal of teen innocence and rebellion, Fire with Fire. On Sunday, May 31st, there's gritty drama to tape. Robert Mitchum stars in Home from the Hill. On Monday, tune into Alfred Hitchcock at his best in the dizzying web of intrigue, The Lady Vanishes. Tuesday, June 2nd, heat up your VCR in John Huston's suspenseful murder thriller, Phobia. On Wednesday, battle an army of fierce martial art warriors in the action-packed American Ninja. Wrap up the week's recording on Thursday, June 4th with Sally Kellerman in the wacky comedy Moving Violations. You can record these great movies while you sleep and watch them whenever you want on VCR Theater. Every night, 3 a.m. 2 Central. The Movie Channel is the perfect VCR accessory.
It's springtime at the Movie Channel, and we're giddy with excitement. Giddy.
Join all of us on the only all-movie cable network better than ever. Robert Osborne, Joe Bob Briggs, and I'm Michelle Russell, here to bring you the finest in recent and classic motion pictures.
I ain't giddy.
The guest hosts of the Movie Channel. And you thought we were just movies.
This weekend, you can enjoy a different movie every night on the Movie Channel. On Friday, a band of immortal warriors engage in spectacular battles that take them across the centuries to present-day New York. Sean Connery and Christopher Lambert star in Highlander. On Saturday, John Cusack and Daphne Zuniga are thrown together by fate in Rob Reiner's tender comedy, The Sure Thing. Then, danger and terror strike close to home when an enterprising teenager builds a nuclear bomb. John Lithgow and Jill Eikenberry star in The Manhattan Project. Then Robert De Niro stars in a dazzling and bizarre vision of tomorrow. The humor is dark and the insights are sharp in Brazil. On Sunday, discover the ups and downs of teenage love with Molly Ringwald, Andrew McCarthy, and John Cryer in Pretty in Pink. Then it's one of the most controversial and expensive films ever made. Chris Christopherson and Jeff Bridges star in Michael Cimino's Heaven's Gate. There's something for everyone this weekend on the Movie Channel.
You've got to hand it to teenagers. They sure know how to have a good time.
We are about to start living it up.
Find out what all the excitement's about during Teen Week on the Movie Channel.
What would you little maniacs like to do first?
You'll find everything that turns teens on, like hot rods.
Let's move it, dude.
And hot dates.
Does he have strong lips? Strong lips.
Travel plans.
We're going to Lauderdale for one reason. To meet boys.
And shopping plans.
I have a credit card.
Music. And mayhem. But remember, there's one thing that teenagers always have on their minds.
You want it. I want it. You know I want it.
College.
Princeton. Harvard, definitely.
So come on and join the fun. Make the teen scene with 5 films that tell it like it is. All during Teen Week, June 15th through 19th on the Movie Channel.
This is the Movie Channel's feature presentation. This film has not been rated by the Motion Picture Association of America and can be heard in stereo.
This is the Movie Channel. All movies 24 hours a day. The heart of Hollywood beats on when George Peppard is the bad guy in an action film packed with hair-raising chases, escapes, nuclear terror, and drug smuggling. Have we left anything out? Try Target Eagle next on the Movie Channel.
Getting the end of summer blues. Well, cheer up. Because the Movie Channel is fighting those blues.
Break time!
With its back-to-school marathon in September, featuring the premiere of Teachers, starring Nick Nolte.
This is the last summer blast.
This could be dangerous.
Get ready for a crash course in psychology,
It's not a school anymore. It's a loony bin.
zoology,
Boys, they're a bit like animals.
advanced French, American history, human anatomy, driver education, and science and nature.
Things sure have changed since we got kicked out of high school. Is this some fabulous educational system? Yes!
It's the last chance to let your hair down and kick up your heels before hitting the books again. The Movie Channel's Back to School Marathon, Saturday, September 7th. Be there or be square.
I thought you never asked.
This is the Movie Channel's feature presentation. This film has not been rated by the Motion Picture Association of America.
Top Secret, a national Paramount pay cable exclusive you won't see on HBO or Cinemax.
And everything has gone according to the plan.
It's a movie that swings from beginning to end, but that goes without saying.
You're right. Some things are better left unsaid.
It'll send you spinning or maybe just make you flip your lid.
We must proceed nonetheless. There's too much at stake.
It's quite an eyeful. It's got overpowering passion, overwhelming action, and over-the-hill musicians.
Just in time.
For the one movie that's guaranteed to blow you away, and that's not just big talk either.
That's what I thought.
It's one part old guard, one part new wave, and you can watch it till the cows come home.
I wish I could.
And though the humor here may be quite sophisticated, don't be afraid you'll get in over your head.
I was afraid something like this might happen.
Learn the ups and downs of foreign intrigue, and maybe even pick up a little German.
It all sounds like some bad movie.
Aw, come on. It's all just the tongue-in-cheek antics of Top Secret on the Movie Channel.
Aren't you going to take attendance?
Attendance? Oh, yes.
Welcome to JFK High.
This place is unbelievable.
We have a lot of misunderstood youth in this place.
Meet Alex Jarrell.
Don't you care about your son's education?
Isn't that your job, Mr. Jarrell?
He's a teacher. And Lisa Hammond.
Our client is suing the school because he graduated, but he can't read or write.
Well, you're being sued by some kid because you didn't teach him nothing.
She's a lawyer. She's getting a crash course in animal behavior.
It's not a school anymore. It's a loony bin.
He's taking a stand against the system that allows it.
The damn school wasn't built for us, Roger. It's built for them. Yes!
Nick Nolte, JoBeth Williams, Judd Hirsch, Ralph Macchio.
You're crazy, you know that?
I'm a teacher.
Teachers on the Movie Channel.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Clifford Scriblow never expected to be anything but a humble scholar.
Nothing's going to change my life. My life is set.
Until one night, he came upon 4 ladies in distress.
Oh, yeah!
And to protect their honor, uphold the law.
Step aside, lackey, or you'll be eating my boot.
And fight for the American way. He became the fancy dressing, flashy dancing, death-defying, jacuzzi dipping.
Don't forget power walking, systems analysis, rock climbing.
Dynamic defender of decency.
Dr. Detroit?
Dr. Detroit. Dr. Detroit!
Say what?
Dr. Detroit.
No!
Hi, I'm Harvey Shine, speaking to you on behalf of the Movie Channel. We just had our sugar-coated treat for the evening, Pretty Woman, starring the lovely and talented Julia Roberts. I'd like to take this opportunity to announce to concerned viewers that the highly publicized wedding between Julie and me is now officially off due to lack of interest on the part of the prospective bride. But that doesn't stop her from appearing in the second half of our Julia Roberts double feature, Flatliners, in which she portrays an aspiring doctor who carelessly dabbles in the afterlife. This, unfortunately, will mark the end of our free preview here at the Movie Channel. If you haven't ordered the Movie Channel yet, perhaps a brain scan is in order, because unless you call now, you run the dangerous risk of losing nonstop movie entertainment. But don't panic. There's still time to call. Just dial our toll-free number, 1-800-382-7500, or the local number if you see one on your screen. And if you call before this free preview ends at midnight tonight, you'll get an installation discount to boot. So don't miss out on this truly unique opportunity. Call 1-800-382-7500 and bring nonstop movie entertainment into your very own home.
Seems like only yesterday they were 3 men and a baby. Now...
How many of you are married?
Mummy's been swept off her feet.
I'm stunned.
And if she's not rescued from one bad move, Mary and her men are in deep sheep.
It's a Stepford school.
When Tom Selleck, the daddy, Steve Guttenberg, the papa, and Ted Danson, the father.
Hey, I don't want to talk about me.
Starring 3 men and a little lady.
Premiering Saturday on the Movie Channel.
What the hell is going on here?
They're back.
We're back. We're back.
Actually, they're forward.
The time continuum has been disrupted, creating this new temporal event sequence resulting in this alternate reality.
Well, you're so big. So I said, what's the catch?
Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Back to the Future Part 2.
This month on the Movie Channel.
Hi there, I'm Robert Osborne, here to bring you a behind-the-scenes look at the making of a blockbuster. As you can see by these ringing telephones, the Movie Channel's free preview is a mega hit. People everywhere are picking up the phones and dialing 1-800-382-7500 to order the Movie Channel and get their installation discount. What's the secret to our success? Well, movies, and more movies. We have a movie anytime you want one. Over 100 different movies a month. And talk about variety. The Movie Channel is truly the channel for movie lovers. We have comedies, dramas, westerns, romances, and so much more. We have all kinds of movies, from blockbusters like 3 Men and a Little Lady to Misery, the classics like It Happened One Night. And you don't need a multi-million-dollar budget to afford the Movie Channel either. It costs an average of $10 or less per month. Order during our free preview and you'll get an installation discount. It just goes to show that you don't need spectacular special effects to be a hit. All you need is a spectacular lineup of the very best in movie entertainment. Call now to order the Movie Channel. The number is 1-800-382-7500.
I repeat, this is your last chance.
2, 1. Time never stands still. And time is running out on this free preview of the Movie Channel. Call 1-800-382-7500 to order the Movie Channel now.
Sharpshooter Tom Selleck's been hired to clean up this town. His plans are about to backfire.
Good of you to drop in again.
His employer is a tad moody.
Oh, by the way, you're fired.
His new assistant is hit or miss. But if anybody can teach a lesson in labor relations, it's Tom Selleck.
Is everybody in this country as butt ugly as you 3?
And Laura San Giacomo.
Take me if you want to, Roy.
In Quigley Down Under.
Premiering this month on the Movie Channel.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. This is the final night of the Movie Channel's free preview. Over the past 5 days, we gave you an opportunity to sample all the great movie entertainment the Movie Channel has to offer. Movies like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, She-Devil, and Navy SEALs. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too. If you want to keep all these great movies coming into your home, then you need to call 1-800-382-7500 to put in your order. And if you call before this free preview ends at midnight, you'll get an installation discount. The number again, 1-800-382-7500, or the local number if there's one on your screen. That number gets you movies 24 hours a day, all for just an average of $10 or less per month. Now, what better way to close out our free preview than with a Julia Roberts double feature? After all, she is today's hottest young actress. Our next movie, Flatliners, features several of today's most promising stars. In fact, William Baldwin, brother of Alec, is on the rise. He recently starred in the fiery hit Backdraft. I saw him, as a matter of fact, at the Deauville Film Festival in September. Billy was very much the movie star and looked like one. The press there and the fans were crazy about him. And Kiefer Sutherland is always working these days. His next movie, Article 99, is a black comedy that is supposed to be out any day now. And, of course, Julia Roberts has been busy playing Tinkerbell in Hook, Steven Spielberg's update of Peter Pan. Incidentally, you know, Flatliners was the movie that saw the Roberts-Sutherland romance really blossom. But that was then. These days, those two stars have gone their separate ways. But now, before we get to Flatliners, the number you must call to order the movie channel is 1-800-382-7500, or call the local number if there's one on your screen. And once you do that, we'll bring you non-stop movie entertainment. The movie channel has a movie anytime you want one. And now here's Julia Roberts and Kiefer Sutherland in the R-rated Flatliners.
This is the Movie Channel. All movies 24 hours a day. The Heart of Hollywood beats on with a story of faith and courage. Father Damien is a fact-based drama about the 19th century Roman Catholic priest who devoted his life to the lepers of Hawaii. Next on the Movie Channel.
Quiz number 1. How many times a day do you watch the Movie Channel?
How many times a day?
That's right. Because if you're not tuning in, you're missing great movies, festivals, guest hosts, and news from Hollywood with your hosts, Robert Osborne and Michelle Russell.
Why can't I tell my friends?
You can. And you can start with the Movie Channel's lineup for May.
Off we jolly well go.
On Saturday the 2nd, Alan Alda, Michael Caine, Michelle Pfeiffer, Bob Hoskins, and Lillian Gish star in a story of what happens when a movie company comes to town for a summer of madness, mischief,
I've been bitten! Something bit me!
and sweet liberty. In a new age of terror, America needs a new breed of warrior.
We're members of Delta Force and we're here to take you home.
Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin star in the premiere of The Delta Force, Sunday the 3rd.
I've heard a lot of talk about how good the Japanese businessmen are. I'm sorry, I don't get it. I don't see it. I'm not impressed. You're fired.
On Saturday the 9th, public relations make Michael Keaton's life a private hell in the premiere of Gung Ho.
I thought it handled great.
In 1978, Tennessee's criminal justice system was put on trial.
What do y'all waste my time for? I'll be out tomorrow.
It placed the power of the government against the word of one woman.
Do you think we're in danger, Fred?
Marie, a True Story, starring Sissy Spacek, Sunday the 10th. On Tuesday the 12th, Woody, Beverly, Mickey, Eric, and his honor mayor Ed Koch invite you to spend a night in New York. Then, it's off to a land of fantasy where the powers of light and darkness wage a final battle. Top Gun's Tom Cruise and Tim Curry star in Legend, premiering Saturday the 16th. Comic Pairs Week comes your way beginning Sunday the 17th, and kicking off the week are two of the funniest Goombas ever to join the mob.
You're the guy they hired to kill me? I'm the guy they hired to kill you!
Danny DeVito and Joe Piscopo are just a couple of tough guys. Funny guys, wise guys. Quiz number 2. What's red and white and blue all over?
Good question. Let's go find out.
You'll have to wait until Saturday the 23rd when the Movie Channel unfurls its red, white, and blue marathon. Looking for a little adventure? Richard Chamberlain and Sharon Stone bring you the greatest legend of all time.
It's just lots of fantasy, Mr. Quatermain.
About the greatest treasure known to man. King Solomon's Mines. Catch the premiere Sunday the 24th. They were hunted by the law.
Leave us alone!
Haunted by their passion. And the only way they could strike back is by fighting fire with fire. Another premiere Saturday the 30th. It's another month of blockbuster movie excitement.
This is great. You love it?
I should have stayed at home.
It's not too late to jump on the bandwagon. The Heart of Hollywood is beating stronger than ever in May.
Chris
Christopher Lloyd certainly had a busy year in 1985, a good year. Not only did he play Professor Plum in Clue, but he played a different mad scientist in Back to the Future when he souped up a time machine for Michael J. Fox. We have got more Mystery and Murder coming your way at 11 o'clock when Charles Bronson gets on the case in Murphy's Law, so why don't you get your magnum ready. Tim Bowen of Albuquerque, New Mexico writes to ask why some films are broadcast on Showtime before they get to the movie channel. Well, beginning this month, all top titles acquired by Showtime and the movie channel will be debuting on both services at the same time. It's our way of saying we really do know what you want, and we hope that you enjoy the even greater variety this policy will give you. Listen, if you have any questions or comments you'd like to share with us, do write to us at the Movie Channel mailbox. That's P.O. Box 1264, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10101. And now a few terms of endearment for a great star. Happy birthday, Jack Nicholson. Jack is 50 years old today. He has, of course, 2 Oscars to his credit so far. He's terrific, whether he's playing a mental patient or a mafia hitman or Eugene O'Neill. Best wishes, you easy rider, you. Right after a real short, you can watch an exclusive interview with Mel Gibson, all right here for you on the Movie Channel, so don't go away.
In an ongoing series, the Movie Channel presents Critics 10 Best, featuring a different critically acclaimed motion picture every Thursday night. In Lost in America, actor, writer, director Albert Brooks looks at America in the 80s.
I'm sick of being programmed like a stupid robot. I don't like my life, I don't like my house, I don't like anything.
Lost in America is a bright spot in this movie season. The Wall Street Journal.
All we need is a motorhome. Linda, this is just like Easy Rider, except now it's our turn.
The 10 best lists of Roger Ebert at the movies, The Village Voice, The Cleveland Plain Dealer, The San Francisco Examiner. Albert Brooks and Julie Haggerty are Lost in America on the Movie Channel. Tomorrow.
We at the Movie Channel thought you might be interested in a vacation. So here are some hints on what to expect from that summer rental you always wanted. First, if you really want to change, don't take the family.
Oh, this is great!
But if you do, don't take the dog. Second, don't rent a house.
4:15, this is it.
But if you do, find somewhere comfortable.
Oh.
Third, don't go to the beach.
Holy mess, what's on it?
But if you do, find somewhere secluded.
What do you think of these?
Fourth, don't get burned. And like we said, don't take the dog.
Open this door!
For these helpful hints you won't find on HBO or Cinemax, see the Paramount National Pay Cable exclusive Summer Rental starring John Candy only on the Movie Channel.
Friday. Gene Hackman.
I didn't think you'd come. I'm glad you did. But I didn't think you would.
Anne Margaret.
I have been man-proof for so long.
Ellen Burstyn.
I don't know what he wants. I tried to please him. I thought I was being everything he wanted me to be.
3 people whose lives will never be the same again.
Well, you can't let him walk all over you. Come on, you have to stand up for your rights. It's nice having a guy around again. I never denied him nothing. Never.
I'm not just a guy in a bar, you know. I love you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Prove it.
I don't deserve what your father done to me. I don't deserve this. I've been hurt.
Twice in a Lifetime premieres Saturday, April 25th on the Movie Channel. Coming soon on the Movie Channel. Coming soon on the Movie Channel.
All right, let's take a break for a Wednesday night with some good old blood and guts entertainment with Charles Bronson. Hello there, I'm Michelle Russell, and you're watching the Movie Channel. Coming up next, There's the old stone-face himself, and he's on the run for murder, of course, in Murphy's Law. Then at 1 o'clock, Ken Howard shows his own kind of courage as Father Damien. Charles Bronson is an actor who's gone from playing outlaws to playing heroes. How it happened tells a lot, I think, about the way Hollywood actually works. In his earlier films, such as The Dirty Dozen and Once Upon a Time in the West, he played killers. But audiences liked Bronson, and Hollywood wisdom has it that popular actors just can't be killed in the movies. The audiences want to see them survive and win, of course. So, roles had to be found that would actually let Bronson's character come out the winner while still keeping that toughness and violence that the moviegoers clamored for. The answer was found in the Death Wish movies. Let the character be wrongly attacked and suffer for his innocence, and whatever vengeance he takes will be justified in the audience's eyes, right? Well, it's the same sort of theme you're about to see in our next feature. Bronson is wrongly accused of murdering his ex-wife. He has to fight to prove his innocence, and he's got a killer on his trail, of course, in the tough crime drama, Murphy's Law. So I want you to get ready for some fast-paced action as the tough guy gets to be the good guy as Charles Bronson and Carrie Snodgrass star in Murphy's Law. It's rated R.
America hasn't been invaded in 200 years until now.
America will be a different place.
And there's only one man who can save it.
It's time to die.
It's the invaders who are doing the dying. An exclusive you won't see on HBO or Cinemax.
See you in hell. Send me a postcard.
Chuck Norris stars in Invasion USA on the Movie Channel. Tuesday.
Here's Murphy. He's a cop, and he upsets a lot of people.
Let me ask you, you ever hear of Murphy's Law? If anything can possibly go wrong, it will. A lot of things could happen to someone like you. You could get run over by a truck.
We'll tell you now, he isn't hit by a truck, but he isn't having an easy day.
You're going to jail, Jack. And you know what happens to a cop in jail? Huh?
So here he is, handcuffed to a loudmouth thief, and on the hit list of the mob, a pathological blonde, and even the cops.
When was the last time you flew one of these things?
1964.
Oh, my God.
And if anything can possibly go wrong...
Hello there! Get the hell out of there!
Charles Bronson and Carrie Snodgrass star in Murphy's Law on the Movie Channel.
Friday. Coming soon on the Movie Channel. This is the Movie Channel's feature presentation. This film has been rated PG by the Motion Picture Association of America and can be heard in stereo. This picture is closed caption for the hearing impaired.
A TMC headline. Production has wrapped on Avalon, director Barry Levinson's latest treat cooked up for TriStar. The comedy drama centers on 5 immigrant brothers who make their way in America. Like many of Levinson's films, this one was also shot in his native Baltimore.
Most people walking along Broadway in downtown Los Angeles are on their way to somewhere else. Not Hillsman Wright. For him, today's Broadway is a street of hidden treasures. Hidden treasures that take Hillsman Wright back to another time. In the 1920s and 30s, Broadway was the West Coast theater district and the place where many major films premiered.
We have to remember the period here was a depression, and nobody had much money, and the only escape and enjoyment they ever really had was coming to the movie house or to see a live show, where for a quarter they could forget their cares and they would have surroundings that were comparable to what the King of Persia had.
But since the 1940s, Broadway has fallen on hard times. People began going to theaters in the suburbs, ignoring downtown, ignoring the once great palaces. Now several theaters may be sold to developers and demolished. Hillsman Wright says in other parts of the country, preserving landmark theaters is a part of basic city planning, but not in the movie capital.
And in the absence of that planning, our group, the Historic Theater Foundation, came into being, and basically we're determined to keep this issue in front of the public.
Now, since the beginning, the Los Angeles Historic Theater Foundation has operated on no budget, relying entirely on the efforts of volunteers. Not anymore. It's only fitting that on this night, the LAHTF receives a major corporate grant here at the site of another major refurbishment, the LA St. James's Club.
We have people preserving movie theaters. I'm preserving movie songs that have been heard for a long time. Isn't it romantic?
It was the night Hillsman Wright had been waiting for. Certainly the large check made him happy, but more than that, he was grateful the entertainment community showed up to support the theaters on Broadway.
The history that's housed there is phenomenal. To think that they would not be preserved, it would be criminal.
I love empty churches. I can feel all the prayers that have ever been said there. And an empty theater's like that too.
Today there's some encouraging news from downtown. Thanks in part to lobbying by the LAHTF, the Mayan Theater will be preserved as it was in its glory days. It's becoming a nightclub, but the intricate original design remains intact. And the United Artists Theater, built in 1927 in the Spanish Gothic style per the request of Mary Pickford, this great theater was recently bought by a ministry for weekend services. During the week, the church will allow live performances and films. Hillsman Wright thinks audiences will come.
The exhibitors are beginning to realize that the theater does make a difference. And we think that it's a very hopeful sign for these theaters on Broadway.
There are frescoes on the walls of the United Artists Theater, frescoes which capture the early history of film and its first big stars. Hillsman Wright feels relief this grand piece of history will endure, at least for now. Yet there's more to it than that.
I guess the other feeling is a little sadness, realizing that theaters like this will probably never be built again.
Reporting in Hollywood for the Movie Channel, I'm Peter Jones.
She was born in a thunderstorm in Lowell, Massachusetts, this wide-eyed daughter of a humorless New England patent attorney and his amateur photographer wife. Ruth Elizabeth Davis was sent to boarding school when her parents divorced, and it was there that the precocious 7-year-old learned the power of performance. Pretending to have been blinded in a fire, she saw the effect it had on her friends and teachers and knew she was destined to be an actress. 13 years later, New York Times theater critic Brooks Atkinson saw her on the Broadway stage and called her an entrancing creature who plays in a soft, unassertive style.
You won't have none of me, but you'll sit here all night looking at your naked females.
Mildred.
You cad! You dirty swine!
Obviously, he and the world had yet to see the real Bette Davis. Universal's talent scout said she wasn't sexy enough to be a star, but signed her anyway. Publicity wanted to rename her Bettina Dawes, and she was known around the lot as the Little Brown Wren. After small parts in long-forgotten movies, the chance to star opposite Leslie Howard in Somerset Maugham's Of Human Bondage looked like a last chance. All of the bitterness she felt at that discouraging time in her life poured into her work. Life magazine called it probably the best performance ever recorded on the screen by a U.S. actress.
I never cared for you, not once.
and was always making a fool of you. You bored me stiff. I hated you. It made me sick when I had to let you kiss me. I only did it because you begged me. You hounded me. You drove me crazy. And after you kissed me, I always used to wipe my mouth. Wipe my mouth! But I made up for it. For every kiss I had a laugh. We laughed at you. Miller and me and Griffiths and me. We laughed at you because you were such a mug. You don't know what you are, you gimpy-leg monster. You're a cripple, a cripple, a cripple.
Favorite actors during Jimmy Stewart Month. Your evenings will be filled with song and dance during the week of Christmas, when the Movie Channel presents a special screening of all-time classics with Movie Musical Week. And don't forget our Hollywood Classic of the Week, Tuesday Film Festival, Midnight Madness, and Drive-In Theater. The variety of programming that will have you dancing in the streets. It's a month filled with silliness, surprises, and the holiday spirit. The perfect ending to a year that's brought you the best from the heart of Hollywood. This is the Movie Channel's feature presentation. This film has been rated PG by the Motion Picture Association of America and can be heard in stereo. This picture is closed caption for the hearing impaired.
This is the Movie Channel. All movies 24 hours a day. The heart of Hollywood beats on with a wild caper from the pen of Jimmy Breslin. When members of the New York underworld organize a cycle race, it all ends up in a bloody mess. Robert De Niro, Jerry Orbach, and Lee Taylor Young star. Next on the Movie Channel.
Hooray for Hollywood! Tinseltown meets small-town USA during the making of a movie.
So, do you love it? What is this? The movie. This isn't my book. There are all these naked women and people keep falling off their horses. It's a comedy.
There seem to be artistic differences.
Very interesting. There are only a couple of things I have a problem with. What are they? The story and the dialogue.
And, of course, there are the actors.
I told my wife I'd never even look at other women. If only I could cut off my nose. What did she say? She said I was aiming too high.
And my toilet doesn't work? I mean, come on.
Toilet doesn't work. You getting this?
Okay, folks, quiet.
Everything you're doing here is wrong.
I know, don't say it. I know. Okay, relax. I'll fix it. I'll handle it, okay?
Cut.
All right. Kill the snow.
Okay, guys, save the snow.
Alan Alda, Michael Caine, and Bob Hoskins star in Sweet Liberty on the Movie Channel. Tomorrow.
This is more than a story about corruption.
They're talking about dropping the investigation.
This is more than a story of one woman against a government.
You are a troublemaker.
That is a lie.
Larkin Bibb, second-degree murder. Christmas clemency, Clayton Dawson. Death penalty, commuted to life.
And we want a hearing scheduled right quick. That boy's daddy was a big contributor.
He told me this clemency would be successful if I gave him $20,000.
That's extortion.
No money has changed hands.
You're never going to get away with this.
Now, who the hell started this?
Well, I think it's Marie.
It's your mouth I'm talking about.
If I were you, I'd spend more time thinking about the future.
I will not resign.
It's more than a story of a woman in danger. It's a true story. Sissy Spacek and Jeff Daniels star in an exclusive you won't see on HBO or Cinemax. Marie, a true story, on the Movie Channel. Friday.
Hey, Mrs. Broniak, this face is on the case.
And it's a case of West meets East.
You know, my dad was over here with the Army in, I guess it was 1940. Hey, did you decorate this place yourselves?
And to save his town,
Welcome to your first day with the Sun Motors.
he brings back their most ancient secret, how to build a Japanese car.
Let's do it and do it our way.
What could possibly go wrong?
Good question. Let's go find out. We must be a team.
In Japan, our goal is a 0% of defense. How'd you slip by?
Everyone thinking only of company.
See, we have our own way of making cars.
This is a Looney Tunes.
Michael Keaton stars in a Ron Howard comedy about the head-on collision of two cultures.
I don't get it. I don't see it. I'm not impressed.
You're fired.
That's all, folks.
Gung Ho, premiering Saturday, May 9th at 9 p.m. 8 Central on the Movie Channel. If you love movies, chances are you own a VCR. And if you own a VCR, what's a better, more convenient place to tape films than the Movie Channel's own VCR Theater? We open the doors of our film library every night at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Central, offering you a wide array of movies to record with no late charges and no penalty fees. Just some great films to tape while you sleep, then watch whenever you want. Begin your week's recording Friday, May 8th with Diane Keaton and Albert Finney in the emotionally charged Shoot the Moon. Saturday, Jane Fonda stars with Vanessa Redgrave in the Academy Award-winning drama Julia. Sunday, May 10th, uncover a nest of corruption. Sissy Spacek and Jeff Daniels star in Marie, a true story. Monday, Charlie Chaplin brings a classic bit of comedy to your tape library in The Great Dictator. Tuesday, May 12th, tape Goldie Hawn as she tackles the U.S. Army in the comic blockbuster hit Private Benjamin. Wednesday, record a comical clash of cultures starring Michael Keaton in the hilarious hit Gung Ho. Wrap up your week's recording Thursday, May 14th. Mickey Rourke and Eric Roberts star in The Pope of Greenwich Village. Now you can record these great movies when you sleep and watch them whenever you want on VCR Theater. Every night, 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Central. Now the Movie Channel is the perfect VCR accessory.
Double your pleasure, double your fun, and double up with laughter as the Movie Channel guarantees to twin kill you on Comic Pairs Week.
It's really a stroke of luck to have you here. Come on, tell us something.
Okay then, the fun starts with a pair guaranteed to beat a full house when Danny DeVito and Joe Piscopo smarten up in Wise Guys. Then, a classic American couple puts on their madcaps when Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz go at it good in Forever Darling. A pair extraordinaire busts up the crooks and breaks up the crowd when Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte star in 48 Hours. A terrific twosome ends up really using their noodles when Jack Lemmon and Marcello Mastroianni cook up a few schemes together in Macaroni. The stakes get higher and the laughs get bigger when the dynamic duo of Richard Pryor and John Candy try to cash in on the big loot in Brewster's Millions. Twice the gags, twice the laughs, twice the fun. There's a different hysterical movie every night on Comic Pairs Week, starting Sunday, May 17th on the Movie Channel.
Coming soon on the Movie.
Of an evening gown worn by Carol Lombard.
The style and glamour of the golden years of Hollywood. That's the passion of film fashion collector Gene London. And he shares that passion with the public every time he takes his collection on tour. It all began when he was a child in the 30s.
I always loved the movies and always admired the movie stars and dreamed I'd be a friend of theirs, that I'd meet them.
London's dream came true. For over 20 years, he hosted his own children's television show in Philadelphia, and he met stars like Lucille Ball and Jane Wyman, and he began collecting their clothes.
I always haunted thrift shops, buying dresses because I thought they were beautiful to use on my television show in the costume department. And I found a dress that they told me was Joan Crawford's. And when Joan Crawford came to CBS in Philadelphia, where my show came from, that studio, guesting on a talk show, I sent my secretary in to her and said, have her autograph the hem of her dress. And she looked at the dress and examined it very carefully, and she said, this isn't one of my gowns. Everything I wear is hand-sewn.
So Joan Crawford sent Gene London one of her dresses, and that was the beginning. Crawford's costumes were part of London's recent fashion show at New York's World Financial Center.
Adrian, who was the designer at MGM, he was an absolute genius, saw her. He said, "You are a female Johnny Weissmuller." He said, "I've always wanted to have a woman wear shoulder pads, and you're the one to wear them." And fashion becomes overnight national, international craze because it's right for the time. And women had to be square-shouldered to face a world without men in the Second World War.
London says stars have been setting fashion trends since the Depression.
No one had the money to buy fashion. And so everyone went to the movies. And on the silver screen, they saw their favorite star, dressed in fashion. Marilyn Monroe, Lana Turner, Jean Harlow, Greta Garbo. Theirs was a particular sense of fashion and excitement. And that's why people always want to buy things that are worn by stars.
And London gives them that opportunity. A few times each year, he opens his Manhattan studio to let the fans in. They can buy stars' clothes or other fashions from his 60,000-piece collection dating back to the 1800s. Actress Nancy Fisher bought shoes worn by a different sort of celebrity, heiress Sunny Von Bulow.
I don't know, I just think about when she wore them, when they're on my feet. Was Klausy with her?
And some of the fans are stars themselves. Madonna chose this dress for a photo shoot from London's collection of original and reproduction dresses worn by Marilyn Monroe. This original was seen on Marilyn in the movie Bus Stop.
I purchased that outfit for $7,000. I spent another $2,000 repairing the lace. Its probably value today would be $20,000, $25,000, just as Marilyn's outfit. But with Madonna wearing it, the price could be anything.
It was a lifetime dream come true when London was asked to recreate the costumes from Gone with the Wind for the 50th anniversary of the film's release.
This is the most popular dress in Hollywood film history.
It cost up to $10,000 to make each garment. But for Jean London, recreating the fashion of the stars is a priceless pursuit.
And when they danced together, you didn't see the front of her face, and the back of her gown had to be beautiful. And this is what it looked like when she was dancing. The look of Gloria Swanson, Art Deco back, cinema satin by French Couture.
What happens when two of Hollywood's comic superpowers collide?
I had an affair.
You are the most callous.
For Bette Midler and Woody Allen, marriage has its downside.
God, we're going to get divorced. Give me that.
I'll drink to that.
If you think their future is shot,
I'll kill you.
you should see their afternoon.
You.
Is this the time or the place to end a 16-year marriage? Scenes from a Mall. Playing Friday on the Movie Channel. For 6 years, there was peace. But now, they're back. This time, they want the world.
I don't want to have my brain vacuumed.
We'll save you.
No, turn it off! Don't do this!
I want Jack Depp to see his wife become a trancer before he dies.
Can the evil be stopped? Trancers 2. Playing Sunday on the Movie Channel.
We need a scene that delivers the story in a nutshell.
That's it. Let's use that shot from the other sequence.
I love that. I think that's great. Terrific.
Trailer producers Tony Silver and Barbara Glazer and Orion Pictures Vice President Stephanie Allen are working on the marketing campaign for the movie Article 99.
I operate this hospital in the best interest of our patients.
This hospital operates with only one interest, your own.
Article 99, starring Ray Liotta, Kiefer Sutherland, and Eli Wallach, pits doctors in a VA hospital against the bureaucracy depriving patients of proper medical care. The trailer must deliver the movie's message in about 2.5 minutes.
This movie is, above all, an emotional experience, a very entertaining one. And that's what we have to get across.
These are doctors in rebellion against the system. Not for their own sake, but so that they can help the patients that they're there to care for.
Right, it's not just chaos.
Right.
Picking the trailer's opening shot to hook an audience can be a tough call. This sequence of doctors heisting much-needed supplies was considered, but this scene made the final cut instead.
We have no actual proof that you are disabled.
You want proof? All right, now look, I'll give you some damn proof. You want some proof? You need some proof? You want some proof? Here's the damn proof.
Seemed like a natural to start the trailer with. The only question was, are people going to be turned off? Turned out to be a scene that everyone responds to.
And all trailers must respond to certain film industry rules. They must be G-rated.
We have to work on the hospital sequence because right now we have information in it and language in it that we've got to get out. So let's run that.
I thought open heart surgery was no longer authorized.
What good is fixing his prostate if he has a heart attack every time he tries to use it?
First the ventricles, and then the testicles.
Okay, we're not going to be able to say testicles either.
Or shoulders.
Or shoulders.
After reworking, this is how the scene plays in the trailer.
This patient needs open heart surgery.
I thought heart surgery was no longer authorized.
Look, we're here, he's here. Why don't we make the most of this?
Tony Silver has been making the most of it for some 20 years, creating the trailers and/or TV campaigns for Platoon, Mississippi Burning, Miami Blues, Dances with Wolves, and many other films. He created this riveting teaser for Alien. Asked not to use any footage from the movie itself, Silver shot the whole sequence on top of a 30-foot-long table covered with baked clay.
A trailer should be a promise, in the best sense, that forms a bond with a movie audience and says, you're going to love this.
Here, take this. I got nobody else to give it to.
Look, everything's going to be all right.
I think this is really good. I always get tears when I watch this.
And hopefully the audience will too.
Tell us in your own words, tell us what happened.
I saw him reach. I saw a flash of metal. I drew my gun. Popped.
Where did this something happen?
At 3111 Park Avenue. I mean, it was quick. It was him or me.
Timothy Hutton and Nick Nolte.
You can always find somebody to set you up, right?
Not if you're clean. Q&A. Playing tonight on the Movie Channel. He's never feared the impossible.
Anything's possible.
He's never run from the good fight.
I didn't fight. I gave a motivational seminar.
And he's not planning to start now.
Dakota is wanted for drug trafficking and murder in 17 countries. You're never gonna get out of this alive.
Chuck Norris.
When death calls, you'll be screaming like a baby.
Delta Force 2. Playing Thursday on the Movie Channel.
Here's a preview of a movie playing in theaters now.
From the Academy Award-winning director of Rocky and the Karate Kid comes the story of a boy orphaned in a land he loved.
I am helping.
I'm PK.
In harmony with the people that were not his family.
Oh, it's there. We have a boxer here.
As he grew, he trained to protect what he treasured. Learned to defend what he valued.
If we let them get away with it on our own grounds, it will never change.
He fought with his fists.
I want you to start the school to teach my people to read and write English. It's only about a dozen people you're talking about teaching. But how much difference will that really make?
But he led with his heart.
A waterfall begins with only one drop of water, sir.
And found that one person can make a difference. Through the power of one. Stephen Dorff, John Gielgud, and Morgan Freeman. This unparalleled motion picture will take you on a breathtaking adventure into a remarkable triumph of the heart. Discover its uplifting power, the power of one. A love
triangle of espionage, passion, and power with only one way in leaves Kevin Costner.
You know I work for Bryce?
Sean Young.
And that makes two of us.
And Gene Hackman.
This one can do things for me like no other woman I've ever met.
With no way out. Playing Saturday on the Movie Channel. Russell, William Baldwin, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Rebecca De Mornay, Robert De Niro. Backdraft, coming in May on the Movie Channel.
Stardom was still not ready for him. That is, not until a stint on television's Saturday Night Live. And ironically, it was this great opportunity, which he almost missed, willingly.
Went in there and did a 5-minute audition, and I did not want the job. I was so lackadaisical and so cocky, I got hired. I knew that's why I got hired, because I didn't want the job. And I was right. When we first went on the air, it was hell, man. People would say, hey, you're the new guy from the new Saturday Night Live, right? I'd say, yeah. They'd say, you suck. Oh, thank you.
But it proved to be the perfect vehicle to showcase his unusual talent for characterizations.
I'm a zombie, Dave!
And like many of the other Saturday Night veterans, Joe took his television popularity to the big screen. His latest character is the wisecracking and irreverent police detective Doug Bigelow in the comedy thriller Dead Heat from New World Pictures.
I love this job, Roger. I love the power. I love the little badges. I love being a human target for anyone within sniping range of a donut shop. That's why when people say, hey, well, shouldn't you be doing more? Or, aren't you happy? Why don't you want this? Don't you want that? I'm just so grateful to be doing what I'm doing. I just like, I wake up and I'm like, hey, life's good. I don't know. I don't want to be anybody else.
And now, the Movie Channel News. Director-screenwriter Andrew Birkin's new feature, Burning Secret, is shooting in Czechoslovakia and France. Cast includes Faye Dunaway, Klaus Maria Brandauer, and Ian Richardson.
As summer approaches, more and more movies are beginning to appear in theaters across the country.
I'm from Hollywood.
One of those movies is Baghdad Cafe, the offbeat, quirky story of a stranded West German tourist who finds a new home with a strange bunch of locals in the middle of the desert.
How about some crackers?
Crackers?
Crackers.
Magic.
One of the most original, exhilarating American comedies in ages, Judy Stone, San Francisco Chronicle. It's almost more joyful and inventive than anything around. David Sterrett, The Christian Science Monitor. Magic. That's what Baghdad Cafe is. Kevin Thomas, Los Angeles Times. The critics also seem to be liking Da. It stars Martin Sheen as a playwright who can't seem to get his newly deceased father, played by Barnard Hughes, out of his hair.
Please leave me alone. You're dead.
Da, a man not to be forgotten, and the same to be sure can be said of this movie. Gene Shalit, Today Show. This is certainly not a film for everyone, but Da is commendable. Pia Lindstrom, WNBC TV. Brace yourself for chuckles, tugs at the heart, and salty tears as certain as an Irish mist. Bruce Williamson, Playboy. Shakedown, another action buddy picture, stars Peter Weller as a legal aid attorney and Sam Elliott as his crusty undercover cop best friend. One spectacular stunt after another helped string the movie together, but wasn't enough to totally win over the reviewers.
You want to drive? You want to shoot? I drive, you shoot!
Some special stunt work enlivens this police caper movie that's much less distinguished in the script department. Roger Fristow, Carrier Journal. The language is sleazy, the viewpoint is aggressively antisocial, and the characters have no consistency. Joe Gelmas, Newsday. The problem here is a plot that leaves credibility far behind as it gets more and more ridiculous. Michael Medved's sneak previews. Stay tuned to Review Roundup for the latest word from film critics around the country.
Aloha, I'm Wally Amos. People think I'm a smart cookie because now I'm in the chips. But it wasn't always that way. I learned the secrets of how to succeed in business the hard way, and now I'm going to share them with you on There's No Business Like Business Double Feature, May 23rd, right here on the Movie Channel.
Only one adventurer has the guts to find the lost city of gold.
It's dangerous and it's crazy.
And it's what I've got to do. Richard Chamberlain, Sharon Stone, James Earl Jones, Alan Quatermain, and the Lost City of Gold. Coming soon on the Movie Channel.
Love in the 80s just isn't what it used to be.
I'm affectionate. You are attracted to Scott.
What's the matter? You got the curse all over you, boy.
Sex. I turned into a monster.
Piece of cake.
Scott Valentine is My Demon Lover.
Coming soon on the Movie Channel.
I was about 12 years old, and it was in the middle of the summer, and I went to see the movie Cleopatra with my best friend. I remember it as being a particularly sunny day, being it was in the middle of summer, and I was very enthralled by the film. I ran right out and bought a lot of Egyptian jewelry.
The Movie Channel. Now you're talking movies.
And who knows what else? So, to get all this stuff, grab your crayon, write down your name, address, and phone number, and send it to Movie Lover Mania Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 8062, Bohemia, New York 11716. You got that? Movie Lover Mania Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 8062, Bohemia, New York 11716. But you gotta have it in by June 30th, 1988. It's incredible. The Movie Channel in the kitchen, the Movie Channel in the bathroom, the Movie Channel in the closet. I like that idea. The Movie Channel in the closet. Movies in the theater, movies on video cassette, movies everywhere, 24 hours a day. It's Movie Lover Mania, and that's what the Movie Channel is really all about.
Time to enter the zone.
What's the zone? The zone is where anything the cops don't want to know about goes on. Wild thing. You make my heart sing.
Wild Thing, playing Thursday on the Movie Channel. This weekend, the Movie Channel has something in store for just about everyone.
Are you guests here?
Potential guests? Yes.
Beginning on Friday with the TGIF movie.
We begin our training tomorrow morning.
They're the Whoopie Boys. On Saturday, the early show features Malcolm McDowell as time traveler H.G. Wells in Time After Time, followed by the TMC Top Attraction, a conveniently scheduled movie premiere you can see Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night, whichever evening and time suits you best. This weekend's Top Attraction stars Christopher Reeve as a reporter living on the edge in Street Smart. And on Joe Bob's Drive-In Theater, the streets heat up at night in Street Walkin'. On Sunday, the Star Movie presents Chuck Norris in Missing in Action 2, followed by Critics' Choice with Letter to Brezhnev. And get set to record this weekend's VCR Overnight with Friday night's all-night drive-in, Saturday's movie marathon, and Sunday's TMC Classics this weekend on the Movie Channel.
My first movie experience was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And it was great. And ever since then, I've had a chocolate problem.
The Movie Channel. Now you're talking movies.
Colors, stars and guests agree that exposing the gang problem had to be the first step toward getting rid of it.
The intent was to say, look at this. Look at this problem. It's 15 minutes away from where you live, and you don't even know that it's going on.
Life imitates the movies, and the movies imitate life. And while Hollywood continues to produce scenes like these, it's only the rest of society that can make them stop.
Imagine movies at home whenever you are. The Movie Channel, a whole channel devoted to movies.
This weekend, the Movie Channel has something in store for just about everyone.
Are you guests here? Potential guests? Yes.
Beginning on Friday with the TGIF movie.
We begin our training tomorrow morning.
They're the Whoopie Boys. On Saturday, the early show features Malcolm McDowell as time traveler H.G. Wells in Time After Time, followed by the TMC Top Attraction, a conveniently scheduled movie premiere you can see Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night, whichever evening and time suits you best. This weekend's Top Attraction stars Christopher Reeve as a reporter living on the edge in Street Smart. And on Joe Bob's Drive-In Theater, the streets heat up at night in Street Walkin'. On Sunday, the Star Movie presents Chuck Norris in Missing in Action 2, followed by Critics' Choice with Letter to Brezhnev. And get set to record this weekend's VCR Overnight with Friday night's all-night drive-in, Saturday's movie marathon, and Sunday's TMC Classics this weekend on the Movie Channel. A bunch of zeros learn their ABCs.
They're as smart as you and me.
You and I.
All of us.
Tension breaker had to be done. We're trapped like rats.
Mark Harmon stars in Summer School, playing Monday on the Movie Channel. Imagine a whole channel devoted to movies. A whole channel especially designed for those who are going, renting, and watching them on TV more than ever before. You've just imagined the new Movie Channel. We've got a brand new schedule that gives you the widest variety of movie options. When to watch, when to tape, compatible with your lifestyle. On the weekends, when you really want to see movies, the new Movie Channel takes you from Friday to Sunday with a weekend multiplex. A multiplex that's right in your own home, but with the benefits of scheduling just like it is at a real theater. You can kick off the weekend with the TGIF and action movies. Then move on to the Top Attraction, a premiere movie you won't have to miss because you'll have the option of watching it at 3 different prime viewing times. Just pick the showing that fits your schedule, whichever evening and time suits you best. On Saturdays, there's the early show and the colorful Joe Bob Briggs Drive-In Theater.
Find out and beat the crap out of it.
Sundays, you'll also see the Sunday Star Movie and Critics' Choice. If you like the convenience of movies on tape, you'll love the Movie Channel's VCR Overnight. You can shift your VCR into maximum overdrive to record movies every night with no promotional interruptions. On the weekends, VCR Overnight features 3 movies each night. Joe Bob with the all-night drive-in on Fridays, marathons on Saturdays, and classics on Sundays. All during the week, you can use your VCR at 2 a.m., 1 Central, to record 2 movies with prime-time instant replay. Tape them while you sleep. Watch them when you want. Plus, each weekday has specific kinds of movies at regularly scheduled times. So now you can cry in the morning, get a midday dose of adventure, and find laughter in the afternoon. Between the movies, we weave it all together with news about movies in the making, in the theaters, in your VCR store, and the people who are part of it all. The Hollywood Reporter's Robert Osborne brings daily news reports, and critics from around the country will help you decide what to see, what to rent, and what to avoid. More movies, a schedule that makes sense, and entertainment news from around the world. Imagine a channel that brings you all that and more. You don't have to imagine it anymore. It's here. It's the new Movie Channel.
Hey everybody, it's Movie Channel time. Hey everybody, it's Movie Channel time.
Shows and the bigger magazines and newspapers to do interviews with the star.
But stars aren't the only ones tapped to sell a film.
We toured David Miller, the makeup artist, 2 different conventions so that they could talk about the film. You send out materials to the fans, and you get the buzz going at the, in sort of your core audience level. On A Nightmare on Elm Street, we are doing a series of broadcast promotions, national broadcast promotions, which are not unusual. We often do them with MTV, Telemundo, BET, Black Entertainment Television, and for A Nightmare on Elm Street, we're lucky because we always have such great soundtrack partners and musical partners.
With the rap group Houdini.
And yo, baby, I'm Schoolie D.
BET, New Line Cinemas, Jive RCA, help me out, fellas, presents BET, Freddy's Nightmare Contest.
I think it's easy to publicize this film because everybody knows Freddy. He's a cultural icon, so everybody knows who he is immediately. It's the 5th installment, so maybe people aren't interested to see it. However, the script is very clever, the character is very clever, and we already have a built-in audience. So we know already that there's people that want to see this film.
And how does Freddie or Robert Englund feel about all this promotional assistance?
I'm really happy to help launch it.
Yes, sometimes even Freddie can use a helping hand.
Some of them believe a woman living alone up there has to be mad.
She was trying to protect their lives by putting her own at risk.
Give my gorillas the protection they're entitled to.
Your gorillas.
Diane, we can't stay on this mountain forever.
Oscar nominee Sigourney Weaver, Brian Brown, Gorillas in the Mist. Coming soon on the Movie Channel. Magical, mystical, musical. Michael. The undisputed new king of pop and rock, megastar Michael Jackson, is about to take you on a journey beyond your imagination.
You've been hit by a smooth criminal.
Moonwalker. Coming soon on the Movie Channel.
Hello, I'm Paul Mazursky, director of Moon Over Parador, which you can see this month on the Movie Channel, and your host for the Movie Channel's Top Attraction. Now, tonight's feature is The Hero and the Terror, starring Chuck Norris. Some critics have made what I would say are some disparaging remarks about Chuck, but I decline to make wisecracks about him because, first of all, I think he does what he does very well, and secondly, he's much stronger than me and might possibly hurt me. Now, seriously, I like action-adventure films. In some ways, I'm pretentious about it. When they play in the theater, I don't go to see them, but when they play on cable, I see them sometimes 2 or 3 times. Now, Chuck made his start mainly working in the action-adventure genre. His mentor was Steve McQueen, who I knew very well. And like McQueen, the characters Chuck Norris plays believe that actions speak louder than words. In tonight's movie, The Hero and the Terror, he plays a detective tormented by a serial killer. And it's vintage Chuck Norris. The action is wall-to-wall. The prose is kept to a minimum. It's very entertaining. Here's Mr. Chuck Norris in The Hero and the Terror, rated R.
A TMC tidbit. Fred Savage of TV's The Wonder Years and Beau Bridges will work together in The Wizard. The movie centers on the kidnapping of a kid by his older brother and their escapades en route to a video tournament.
Here's a preview of a movie playing in theaters now. From a relaxing vacation on Earth.
Greetings, Captain. I do not think you realize the gravity of your situation.
To the most perilous reaches of space. Only one crew dare travel where no man has ever gone before.
We'll need all the power you can muster, mister.
On a desolate planet, a renegade Vulcan seeks ultimate knowledge.
To find it, we'll need a starship.
And he will stop at nothing to get it.
I dreamt that a madman had taken over the Enterprise.
You look like you've just seen a ghost.
Perhaps I have, Captain. Our destination is the planet Shakari, Eden, at the center of the galaxy.
The center of the galaxy can't be reached.
If you ask me, and you haven't, I think this is a terrible idea. We're bound to bump into the Klingons. Remain on course.
To Kirk, he's a fanatic to be fought.
You know we'll never make it through the Great Barrier. I say the danger is an illusion.
To the crew, he's a mystic to be followed.
Cybok has simply put us in touch with feelings that we've always been afraid.
I have to get back to the transporter.
To Spock, he's the past he must confront.
Shoot him! You know I'm right. tracks. Spock, my only concern is getting the ship back. And you're either with me or you're not.
Put him in the brig with Captain Kirk.
But I'm a prisoner on my own ship. What are you standing around for? Do you not know a jailbreak when you see one? Mr. Scott, you're amazing. There's nothing amazing about it. I know this ship like the back of my hand. Emergency channel open. A hostile force has taken control of our vessel. Put us on a direct course with the Great Barrier.
Understood, Enterprise. We are dispatching a rescue ship immediately.
Good.
Bird of prey bearing 105, Mark II.
Let me do something.
Mr. Sulu, full ahead.
Transfer power to warp drive. Warp speed now. The greatest enterprise of all is adventure. Star Trek V, The Final Frontier.
Oh, hi. I'm Ian Scholl, social critic. Here once again to talk about the movies and what they mean to me. You know, if you read the supermarket tabloids every week, and don't tell me you don't, you'll know that the big problems facing America today are, in no particular order, the return of Elvis, UFOs, alien babies, and, of course, Elvis babies. But I think I found a new threat. Movies. Check it out. This is the Castro Theater in San Francisco. There was a time in America when each movie theater was unique. A sumptuous palace as larger than life as the movies it displayed. But today, movie theaters have gone from this to this. Movies all over the place. 4 movies under one roof, all of them with Tom Cruise, which show up a year later at your local video store. This is more than a multiplex. This is a kiloplex. Thousands of titles. And if you don't have a VCR, you still have the movie channel. If you don't have the movie channel, you still have basic cable. If you don't have basic cable, you still have the networks, and all of them show movies. They even show movies on airplanes. There are so many movies, you need books to help you watch them. 3 different books to tell you every kind of movie on television and whether they're any good or not. Guides to horror movies. Guides to film noir. Every kind of movie. Behind-the-scenes looks at movies. Screenplays. Novelizations, which are to real novels what colorization is to black and white. And magazines. Premiere. American film. Magazines devoted to movies. And every mainstream magazine employs a reviewer to tell you what to see and what not to see. Yeah. A movie used to be a special event. Now movies breed like rabbits. Or termites. Burrowing into the sturdy wood of our delicate social fabric. And speaking of fabric, let's do my laundry. I'll give you final proof, if you need it, of this dire threat to our entertainment value system.
What is that strong cheese?
That's right. Movies in the laundromat. So far, Star Wash in San Francisco is the first to implement this novelty, but it could be an alarming trend. No more will we watch the spin cycle with childlike rapture. No, we'll ignore our laundry. Watch the movie instead. And where will it end? Movies on wristwatches? Movies in restaurants? Little tiny movies in automatic teller machines? Think about it. And think about this. An alien baby bearing a remarkable resemblance to Elvis Presley has been discovered in a small village in Tibet. Is there a connection between Elvis babies and movies spreading across the globe like Jell-O on a hot sidewalk? I don't know. I gotta go. Anybody have $8 worth of quarters I can borrow?
I've likened the jobs of directing and producing as the difference between coaching and being the quarterback. And there's a joy in both, and they're 2 different jobs. And you know, I was a quarterback for a while, and I was a coach for a while, and you know, I can go back and be a quarterback if the situation seems right. I'm looking for, you know, I want to do the right. It takes the right kind of project to sort of get me interested in doing it again. Because I get a little bit involved, you know, in these projects here and there. I get a chance to get behind the camera a few times.
It started with a phone call.
Hi, I know you're there.
From a lover she had never met.
Someone was here asking about you.
I think you want to talk to me. You'd like to, wouldn't you?
This is dangerous stuff.
Patricia Charbonneau stars in Call Me. Playing tonight on the Movie Channel. The Movie Channel makes it easy to shift your VCR into maximum overdrive, because now you can record movies every night with no promotional interruptions on VCR Overnight. Friday, tape the Joe Bob Briggs all-night drive-in, starting with She's 19 and Ready at 12:45 a.m., 11:45 p.m. Central, followed by Surf Nazis Must Die and Captain Midnight. It's the easiest way ever to feed your machine a nightly dose of movies. VCR Overnight. Tape while you sleep, watch when you want.
It's movie channel time. Hey everybody, it's movie channel time.
This is the Movie Channel. All movies 24 hours a day. The Heart of Hollywood beats on as Jessica Lange struggles to save the family farm from foreclosure. Sam Shepard is the husband whose strength fails in face of adversity. Country, a story of love and courage, is next on the Movie Channel.
Mike was the swinging kind of guy who was easy to like and even easier to love.
Hey, it's Mike. I told you I'd call. What are you doing later? I want to see you.
Especially for a girl like Betty,
Have a nice day.
who primped and fussed for this would-be love who kept her in the dark about his underworld connections.
I'm in trouble. How much, I really don't know yet, but it's not too good.
Then Mike pulled the kind of deal that turned out to be the last straw.
He's dead. He's been murdered.
And that's when Betty's love turned into an obsession.
Curiosity wants to know what they did to him, how he died, if he suffered. You want to know everything.
To discover the real Mike.
My advice is to stay out of it. You don't know what he was doing.
Deborah Winger stars in Mike's Murder on the Movie Channel.
He was an ambitious Hollywood mogul. He had achieved power.
We'll have to rewrite the scene and reshoot it. It's absolute crap.
Money.
How much is it going to cost to reshoot that scene?
I don't care what it costs making.
And success. If he stepped on a few toes along the way.
That damn Vine Street Jesus, it's got me half crazy.
Well, the ends justified the means. He had made a life that few men even dream of. Yet he would give it all up for the love of one woman.
I want a quiet life.
Robert De Niro, Tony Curtis, Robert Mitchum, and Jack Nicholson had a star-studded cast in F. Scott Fitzgerald's definitive portrait of Hollywood, The Last Tycoon, on the Movie Channel.
This is the Movie Channel's feature presentation. This film has been rated PG by the Motion Picture Association of America.
The Movie Channel in August is ablaze with dazzling stars, spectacular movies, and high-stepping special features. Get ready for a month-long salute to toe-tapping, razzle-dazzle dancing. Join host Gregory Hines as the Movie Channel dances through the decades all August long.
It's a month of great dance movies and dance movie features.
Like the blockbuster dance movie of the 80s, Footloose. You won't see it on HBO or Cinemax. It's a Paramount National Pay Cable exclusive, only on the Movie Channel. And the August movie excitement continues with Red Dawn. Wolverines! A gripping war story of American teens who face the impossible.
Mom would be real proud.
These teens have a different problem.
You're nerds.
You better watch out for Revenge of the Nerds. You'll get a bang out of August special features, too. When the chips are down and your back's against the wall.
We could lose it all.
Don't get mad, get even. It's time for Fighting Back Week. She's hot. She's cool. She's perfect.
I want you to want me.
And the Movie Channel's got her every Monday night because August is Jamie Lee Curtis month. Every Tuesday, you'll see World War II from the other side. On the Movie Channel's Tuesday Film Festival. Fridays is Totally Outer Limits with bone-chilling thrills.
Get us out of here!
On Drive-In Theater. And on Saturdays, you'll see some all-time favorite films. On the Movie Channel's Hollywood Classic of the Week. The movies, the stars, the magic will have you jumping for joy.
Don't miss a beat all August long.
Because August brings the heart of Hollywood to you on the Movie Channel.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne for the Movie Channel. Monday night will be Bette Davis night in New York. Bette, who's won the AFI Award, the French Legion of Honor, a Golden Globe, an Emmy, 2 Oscars, and just about every other award available to a star, will be honored again with the biggie. She received this year's salute by the Film Society of Lincoln Center at a Black Tie Gala in New York. Among those who will be on hand to honor the 81-year-old Davis will be former co-stars such as Jimmy Stewart and Anne Margaret. One fan, Alberto Gamma, is even flying all the way from Rio just to be there. I'm Robert Osborne for the Movie Channel.
From the creators of Footloose comes Sing, a new musical from TriStar Pictures. The location is Brooklyn, and the neighborhood has changed. The people who live here fight to hold on to what they've got. A community in crisis that turns to Sing, a musical tradition that has held them together for over 40 years.
Sing is an annual competition. It's a musical competition that happens in the high schools in Brooklyn. It started after World War II, basically as a choral competition. The sophomores and the juniors and the seniors would stand on stage and they would sing their choral numbers. But over the years, it's evolved into a musical, so that every class writes and produces and directs its own show. So whereas in the Midwest, you'd option the rights to The Music Man, or Oklahoma, in Brooklyn, you write the show.
And what the movie Sing's got is a lot of heat.
So am I. We're so doing and we can't deny. I want you so it takes my breath away.
Sing is the featured directorial debut of Richard Baskin, whose credits include composing and producing the score of Nashville, co-producing Barbra Streisand's Broadway album, and writing and directing numerous hit music videos.
In terms of the history of movie musicals, this is an odd kind of hybrid movie because it's primarily a backstage musical, which is to say that the musical numbers function as a real event in the movie. It's about people putting on a show, and yet we do have some kind of stylistically bold things that happen. There are, in fact, times when people break out into dance and break out into song. And in that regard, I can't think of another movie that's exactly like it that has both of those things, and yet is essentially a realistic movie.
All my life, I've been loved, always burned every bridge I crossed. Heart of stone, will of steel.
The music in this film actually ranges from everything from contemporary pop, dance, urban music, all the way to some flat-out performance numbers. One number in particular, which is like a Broadway showstopper. What the movie is about, underneath all the song and the dance, is about people pulling together for something that they believe in, refusing to let go of a dream.
Not all movies are made in Hollywood, nor do all the films made end up in movie theaters. In fact, there are lots of independent souls who try to do it on their own, like these guys from Spokane, Washington.
Step right up. Only $1 the name of the film. Yeah. Forget about the stock market. Invest in something real solid. A solid comedy. Come on up. Get a flyer. Call 1-800-HECK-YES. Order your drive. Take it easy. The entertainment value of the century.
And how did this all begin?
We both have had ideas about how to bring small-time art and film to the big market. And it's basically, so you don't have to live in New York or LA, you produce it at home, put it in a quirky vehicle, and drive to the door of the distributor or the gallery and say, here I am. And if you don't like it, if we can't come in the building, then we'll show it out of the truck.
Only a Buck is loosely based on its own making.
We put out over 5 million of these products each year. And a couple of them did become tainted, which is too bad. In fact, it could be a tragedy. But I think if you check it out, you'll find that we have a safe plant.
Thank you very much.
You know, this story could have been a lot better. I mean, there could have been some good shots in it. You want to know who suffers from all this?
What the hell is he doing up there?
Television viewer. Well, I'm not going to have anything to do with it anymore.
Get him over
I'm done with this station, and I hope you're done with it too.
Right now, you're fired.
Yeah, I know that.
I had a business I was a partner in. We were all ready to quit anyway, and someone wanted to buy it, so we sold the company. And it just went that way all the way down the line. Didn't I tell you? I figured out what to do. I'm making a movie.
A movie? About what?
About 90 minutes, Herb, or it wouldn't be a movie.
It costs a lot of money to make movies. I mean, where are you going to come up with that kind of cash?
I'll get backers to put up the money, just like with any film.
Backers? What backers?
Banks. When I still had my job, I applied for every credit card on the planet, figuring if I ever get cancer and have 6 months to live, I'm going to live it up.
It's a great idea.
The movie was made for about $75,000. And it doesn't sound like much in Hollywood terms, and it's not. But in our terms, it's a lot. So I think it was a big budget movie. But we spent our money carefully, I think.
In fact, the film went black and white to save money until... And when it was finished...
We presented to distributors, and considering that the independent feature scene right now is pretty grim. I mean, the companies that distribute independent films are dropping like flies, and so it's a pretty grim scene, so we decided rather than turn it over to a distributor under pretty vague, pretty negative conditions, we would just give it a push ourselves, being promotionally inclined. That's what we do for a living on a freelance basis, so we decided to implement the Rest Stop movie tour.
First of all, the truck isn't actually that big in relation to the U.S. It's like little teeny, like to be right there. So we started in Spokane, Washington. Went across, it's kind of bumpy, it doesn't have good suspension, so it kind of moves into here. We stopped in Missoula, Montana for a while and sold a few tapes. Came across, we skipped a lot of the smaller towns in between, except for Gaff, like in Valley City, where we sold 6 tapes.
And continued across the country. But ultimately...
We want a theatrical release for only $1, and we're not done yet. We think we can get it. We've been selling limited edition video cassettes to lucky people out the back of our truck, and they are going to be holding a really expensive piece of art, actually.
And maybe the film will make it to the silver screen. Only a Buck was accepted into the 1989 LA Film Festival.
The most important thing about a movie is responding to it, is it affecting me. Coming out of it with a certain sense of either awe or joy or depression, something like that.
Here's another way to take advantage of the movie channel. TMC's Weekend Multiplex. If you're like most movie lovers, you probably spent a good portion of your weekend at the multiplex theater. On the weekend, you want movies. So TMC's schedule is geared to offer you maximum variety and options for viewing. The same advantage you get at your multiplex. Here's how it works. The weekend's biggest movie, The Top Attraction, is scheduled at 3 different prime viewing times each night. Friday at 11:10 Central, Saturday at 9:08 Central, and Sunday at 7:06 Central. Pick the showing that's best for you. And the rest of the weekend multiplex schedule is convenient too. You know exactly when to find the kinds of movies you most enjoy. Fridays, ease into the weekend with the TGIF movie and Friday night action. On Saturdays, you can wind down from an active day with the early show, or rev up for Joe Bob's Drive-In Theater. And the Sunday Star movie brings you Hollywood's biggest names, while Critics' Choice showcases highly acclaimed films you may have overlooked. And don't forget that each night you'll find the weekend's top attraction. TMC's Weekend Multiplex means movies, movies, and more movies. That's the Movie Channel advantage.
Take one murder victim, add 8 suspects, and mix well with the great detective Hercule Poirot.
How immensely theatrical.
There are so many possibilities. I'm totally baffled.
Peter Ustinov and an all-star cast have an appointment with death, playing Monday on the Movie Channel. Welcome to boot camp.
They're taking us to a German prison camp. Maybe there's a place around here where we could eat out.
Is this your first time?
Oh, no. I mean, no hope.
Matthew Broderick and Christopher Walken star in Neil Simon's Biloxi Blues, playing Wednesday on the Movie Channel.
Well, I play a dancer, and she's real spunky, and she's really strong. She doesn't let people push her around, especially guys. And even though her mom's pushing her to get married to the best guy in the town, 'cause it's a small town, and she wants her daughter to marry someone who's got a future. And Corey Feldman plays this character who has absolutely no future ahead of him. And but she's her own person, and she really wants to choose who she likes. And she says, "Look, I'm in high school. This is ridiculous. Don't push marriage on me already." And she's a real strong, intelligent girl. I'm a lot like my character in that I'm strong. I have values. I go to school. I'm educated. This is the first role that's been a lot like me. I mean, pretty much basically me in the movie. So I had a good time. I gotta act like me.
The next Tuesday Night Terrors, limited by the law, Timothy Dalton takes matters into his own hands.
Dr. Rock needs fresh bodies if I am to continue my work. It's an act of kindness we're doing. This one's fresh.
Don't miss your appointment with the Doctor and the Devils on the next Tuesday Night Terrors.
A stylish new thriller starring Gary Oldman, Lena Olin, Juliette Lewis, Annabella Sciorra, and Roy Scheider. Romeo is Bleeding.
Jack was a romantic guy.
Hey! Do you remember on our second date when we went to the Rialto and saw The Sound of Music and you cried?
Well, who wouldn't cry? The problem was, a man don't always do what's best for him.
You know what the best part about making it with a cop is? You got 2 guns. One for me and one for them.
Yeah. Jack's the kind of guy in love with women, in love with money, in love with life. He's got a wife, Natalie. He's got a mistress, played by Juliette Lewis. Tell me who you are.
Marilyn Monroe. To Jack, she's like vibrant and she's youthful and she's loving. So it's like, it's easier. It's an easier relationship for him.
Cute.
I gotcha.
He was doing great until the day things started to go wrong.
Nick Gazzara got popped. They think somebody's working both sides.
I want Mona DeMarkov dead, and I want you to kill her.
So you're the big hoodlum. Personally, I don't see it.
Keep looking.
She's the cruelest, most awful female character I've ever seen.
How'd you like to become a rich man? For what? She's a stone killer, Mona. And you never know if she's going to stick the knife in your back or put a bullet through your head. So you're walking that tightrope the whole time.
She has no guilt. She has no conscience. If something bad happens to her, she will just go. She never stops.
The story says, do you really want to take the risks, and suffer the consequences? Is that worth it?
I don't know what you're doing, Jack, but whatever it is, don't bring it back here.
The one tragedy in Jack's life is that he doesn't see the one really beautiful thing that he has.
I played both sides against the middle. I got caught. I'm sorry.
Did you miss me, sweetheart?
Like the fall of Rome out there. Streets are gonna be filled with animals. You know right from wrong. You just don't care. And that's the most natural thing in the world.
Yes.
Can I tell you what makes love so frightening? It's that you don't own it. It owns you.
Wilderness Girls. Emilio Estevez, Samuel L. Jackson, John Lovitz, Tim Curry, William Shatner, and a whole lot of big shots are all fired up.
Be back on your feet in no time.
National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1.
Premiering this month on the Movie Channel. This is the Movie Channel. You're never more than 5 minutes away from a movie. Coming up next, it's Kurt Russell in the comedy Captain Ron. Then at 1:20, 12:20 Central, Rod Steiger in the stylish black comedy Guilty as Charged. Then at 2:55, 1:55 Central, Eddie Murphy is the Distinguished Gentleman. Stay tuned for our next movie, Captain Ron.
Emotional boy meets girl, boy loses girl kind of stuff. The most emotional moment for me in a film, I think, was at the end of The Way We Were, when they're in front of the plaza and the relationship between Barbra Streisand and Robert Redford has just gone totally down the tubes. I really thought that was pretty.
I was born in East LA.
Green card.
I don't got a green card, man.
Habla español.
Cheech Marin and Paul Rodriguez. Born in East LA. Playing Wednesday on the Movie Channel.
Celebrate America's entertainment choice. April is National Cable Month. 30 days of great nights.
Danny DeVito and Billy Crystal want to do in Mama.
She's not a woman. She's the Terminator.
Throw Mama from the train. Then, what you're seeing is a ghost.
Brought me back from the dead.
Shelley Long stars with Corbin Burnson in Hello Again. Tuesday, April 18th on the Movie Channel.
April is National Cable Month. 30 days of great nights.
Here's another way to take advantage of the Movie Channel. TMC Daytime. During the week, your daytime diet is probably limited to game shows and soap operas. But TMC offers you a new dimension to your weekday viewing. Now you can find the same kinds of movies every weekday at the same time. So you know exactly when to find a movie to suit your mood. For example, in the morning, relax with your coffee and a TMC classic. Followed by the daytime drama of Dramarama. Lunch break is filling with the big movie. And in the afternoon, you can enjoy adventure with the action attraction and have fun with the Laughternoon movie. Watch them or tape them. Now you know where to find them. All day long, you can count on finding the kind of movie you like best at the same time each weekday. That's the Movie Channel advantage.
Some TMC tidbits. This year's Oscars enjoyed its largest TV audience in 5 years. Though this sounds good on the surface, the show has never been able to restore the phenomenal ratings it reached in the 60s and 70s.
5 years in jail! 5 years!
In their new movie, Three Fugitives, Nick Nolte and Martin Short may look like the very worst of enemies. In reality, though, they're the very best of friends. Not old friends, mind you. New ones. Hitting it off in their first film together with an almost brotherly, rough-and-tumble, Mutt-and-Jeff chemistry that bubbles over right onto the screen.
Almost had him. Almost had him. Everybody, hands up!
Hands up! Stick 'em up!
In Three Fugitives, Nolte's an ex-con trying to go right until he's taken hostage by an out-of-work father trying to go wrong. A man who'll do anything to get money and keep custody of his little girl during what becomes an action-packed, laugh-filled, bullet-riddled, well-oiled run for the northern border.
What the hell are you doing?
They're looking for 2 men and a little girl.
You don't really expect me to dress up like a woman, do you?
Whenever Martin Short makes a movie, he's always got his eye out for some surprise way to get a laugh.
Hey, you all right? Yes, fine. You better watch where you're going, buddy.
Yes.
But on location for Three Fugitives, the normally serious Nick Nolte fought back with a little unexpected fun of his own.
Part of Marty's serious work is to have fun. You know, he works hard at having fun.
You can't insult me like that.
Go back. What do you think this is? A stand-up show?
Oh, tie. Oh, don't tie me up, man.
The main thing that excited me about working with Nick, I'd never met him, was the caliber of actor that he is. I mean, it's like playing tennis. You're playing with someone who's brilliant, so you have to come up to that level. He's so real and he's so involved in the character he plays, you kind of sit back and say, well, then I'll get that involved in the character I'll play. You know, it's hard to slough off when you're working with Nick.
The more the actors can do to make an ensemble, the better. The more you get to know another actor, the more you get to time you get to spend with them, the more material you have to bring to the film. It's because you get personal experiences.
The bonus in this film is that we became good friends.
Christ. All because I blew a holdup.
All because I pulled off 14 holdups.
Oh, how was I to know who you were? I just took a hostage. I had nothing against you personally. Hey, I'm in this too, you know.
Ah, shut up.
They were wartime detectives investigating a series of murders nobody wanted solved.
This ain't a thing for you. This is an officer thing.
Willem Dafoe.
Can't you see? Someone sped up those orders because of what we're working on.
And Gregory Hines, Off Limits, playing Thursday on the Movie Channel. To play or not to play? That is the question.
I won't hit on you. I won't even breathe.
Safe sex. Who would have ever thought those two words would exist in the same sentence?
You want foreplay?
Leah Thompson and Victoria Jackson explore casual sex. Coming soon on the Movie Channel.
The Eliminators always get their android. A strange but very funny movie. Coming up next here on the Movie Channel, Sophia Loren stars in Woman of the River. Now, if you're looking for some Friday night action, look to the Movie Channel's special drive-in theater throughout the entire month. But for the next 2 weeks, Friday nights are going to be filled with double features hosted by our very own Joe Bob Briggs and some of the country's favorite late show movie hosts like Fritz the Night Owl and Big Al. No, that's not Big Al, that's Big Wilson. Now, if for some reason you can't watch us on that Friday evening, be sure and tape us and watch us when you have a little more time. Right now, we've got a real short coming your way. Then Robert Osborne's going to take us to the heart of Hollywood to talk with actor Gene Hackman about a new film he's got out called Hoosiers. So stay with us.
This man saw his chance at immortality slip right through his fingers.
You dropped the ball.
I've simply been known as the man who dropped the ball.
And no one lets him forget it.
You remember, Reno remembers, the whole goddamn town remembers.
Okay, I remember.
And?
And you should have caught the damn ball.
I knew it!
But what if? We
play the game again.
If you play that game again, you will humiliate me. You will humiliate the town, and you will humiliate yourself.
You can't play that game again.
Bakersfield must be destroyed! We accept the challenge.
Now all he needs is a team.
Makes a grown man want to cry.
And a lot of enthusiasm.
Let's kill Bakersfield!
Let's play some football!
Robin Williams and Kurt Russell.
Well, I'm a genius at making a fool out of myself.
Get a second chance to be the best.
You drop that damn thing again, Jack, your life is over.
The Best of Times on the Movie Channel. Tonight.
On February 22nd, the Movie Channel presents a festival of films starring one of America's most versatile actors, Jack Lemmon.
Monsieur, no.
First, Jack struggles with the problems caused by an idealistic young deacon.
Your mink hats and your blue hair.
We're going out the back way today.
In the bittersweet comedy, Mass Appeal.
It is no accident that the collection comes after the sermon. It's like a Nielsen rating.
Followed by...
Who the hell are you?
Jack Lemmon starring with Marcello Mastroianni in the story of a man about to discover...
He's here! He's here!
He's a living legend.
You do not write whatever the hell you want, Buster. That's me. You understand? That's me. It's my name. It's my personality. It's my dignity.
Macaroni. And then, find out if life, love, and romance can be found at your parents' funeral.
You bet your sweet patootie.
Juliette Mills co-stars in Avanti, the Jack Lemmon Festival. Sunday, February 22nd, starting at 7, 6 Central on the Movie Channel.
Stay tuned for a film short on the Movie Channel, The Heart of Hollywood. This weekend, the Movie Channel continues to bring you a different movie every night, beginning on Friday. Horrible nightmares become reality as a maniac kills his victims through their dreams. No one dares to sleep in a nightmare on Elm Street. On Saturday, Robin Williams and Kurt Russell star as former high school buddies who get a second chance to win football glory in The Best of Times. On Sunday, don't miss the true story of an expeditionary team forced to abandon their sled dogs in a land where nothing survives. It's a compelling tale of courage, love, and devotion. Antarctica. Then, the Movie Channel's week-long salute to great leading ladies begins with Meryl Streep as an independent writer who falls in love with a free-spirited adventurer in the wilds of Africa. Robert Redford co-stars in the Academy Award winner, Out of Africa. So stay home and catch a different movie every night this weekend, right here on the Movie Channel.
Hi, and welcome to the Heart of Hollywood. Gene Hackman began his formal acting training at the Pasadena Playhouse, where he and fellow classmate Dustin Hoffman were once deemed most likely not to succeed. Well, 30 films later, and with an Academy Award for Best Actor to his credit in The French Connection and a lot of other awards, Hackman is now considered one of America's finest actors. His latest film is called Hoosiers. It takes place in a small Illinois farm community where the only excitement during the long winters is high school basketball. And Hackman plays the controversial outsider who becomes the basketball coach. The film's journey into America's heartland is also kind of a return for Hackman to his own roots, having been raised right across the state line from where Hoosiers was filmed in Danville, Illinois.
I really looked forward to working in the Midwest because I had worked in television stations as a floor manager and working a camera and in the film chain and all that kind of thing, but I'd never worked as an actor there, and so I felt that in some ways I could get back to some kind of roots and that maybe use that in the character. It's funny, I don't really know if that worked or not, but that kind of thing seemed very important to me.
Well, those of you who don't know, my name is Norman Dale. I coached college ball for 10 years, but it's been 12 years since I've blown this.
It's a film that does appeal to a large audience. Americans tend to, in this era that we're living through right now, are tending to be more focused on things that are Americana, that kind of a feeling of getting back to one's roots or we're all in this together and we can win and that kind of thing. Nothing wrong with that at all. But generally those kind of films are a smaller level than I think that our film is. I think our film kind of supersedes all that and goes on beyond that and becomes a kind of a Cinderella story in a way.
These 6 individuals have made a choice to work, a choice to sacrifice, put themselves on the line, represent you, this high school. This is your team.
I think the coach, hopefully in the film, is a very honest man.
And I think that his first concern is for the boys who he's coaching.
All right, listen up. Here's what we're going to do. Jimmy, they're going to be expecting you to take a last shot. We're going to use you as a decoy. Buddy, you get the ball, give them roll on the picket fence. He's going to take the last shot. All right, let's go. What's the matter with you guys? What's the matter with you?
I'll make it.
There are other people in the film, the townspeople, who have lost track and lost sight of what is important in life. That they feel that the only thing important in life is winning and a certain kind of a person who will give them that winning team.
Dennis Hopper co-stars in the film as an ex-basketball star who is now the town drunk.
I want you to be my assistant. I want you to come to practices and sit on the bench with me during the games.
Me? You want me?
What do you say? Under the following conditions. That you, clean yourself up. And, you shave and, you show up at the games on time and the practices. And you wear a shirt and tie.
Well, I got myself a suit right there. I got a wing dinger. I was married in that suit.
And that you're sober.
Oh, no. My wife sent you. My son. What has my drinking got to do with my knowledge about basketball?
You can't drink in front of these boys. If I smell even a trace of liquor on your breath, you'll be finished.
I have to hear that from you.
You're embarrassing your son.
I don't need to hear that. I'd like you to leave.
I thought it would be a small, sweet little film about Midwestern life in the 50s, and that it wouldn't have the kind of general impact that we think it's going to have.
This is Robert Osborne for The Heart of Hollywood. Watch for more interviews and behind-the-scenes stories this month and every month, in between the movies and only on the Movie Channel.
Throughout the month of March, the Movie Channel's 4th annual salute to the Academy Awards toasts Oscar with over 40 Academy Award-winning movies. Relive the magic of the pictures, the performances, and the people behind the scenes whose achievements have earned them the coveted Academy Award. Then, beginning Sunday, March 29th, the day before the Oscar telecast, we'll be presenting a 24-hour marathon saluting the best of 1985's Academy Award winners, including 3 Movie Channel exclusives: Kiss of the Spider-Woman, The Trip to Bountiful, and Witness. Along with our marathon of last year's winners, you'll be treated to a different Academy Award-winning movie every evening in March. Join hosts Robert Osborne and Michelle Russell, plus guest hosts throughout the month for a movie celebration during the Movie Channel's 4th annual salute to the Academy Awards.
A sweetheart of a Saturday continues here on the Movie Channel. Hello there, I'm Michelle Russell, and as a Valentine's Day treat, we have one of the most beautiful women in the world, Sophia Loren, for all of you men, up next in Woman of the River. Then at 6:30, take a break with Short Film Showcase, and at 7, Goldie Hawn gives us a little lesson in protocol. When audiences saw Sophia Loren in 1955's Woman of the River, a new sex symbol was definitely born. It was the movie that really launched her career internationally, and though Loren has gone on, of course, to great critical acclaim, including an Oscar for her acting, we are also always left with the memory of her beauty and earthy sensuality. She once said, sex appeal is 50% what you've got, and 50% what people think you've got. And now, Sophia Loren in Woman of the River.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne for the Movie Channel. Well, Back to the Future 2 not only had a big opening week at the box office, it had the biggest opening week. The biggest in the history of motion pictures, believe it or not. And that's something for a movie that got panned by a lot of critics and is getting only so-so word of mouth from those who've seen it. Anyway, it took in an astounding $43 million in just 5 days, an all-time new record. It also left Harlem Nights in the dust. Eddie Murphy's new movie pulled $16 million in those same 5 days. Its second week in theaters. I'm Robert Osborne for the Movie Channel.
Meet Miss Daisy Wortham. She is not a very good driver,
It was the car's fault.
and she needs a chauffeur.
Hope what I'm looking for is somebody to drive my mother around.
Says she doesn't go on around the bend a little bit.
Oh, no, she's all there.
Oh, that's good.
Too much there's the problem.
Thus begins a unique friendship between an unlikely couple that will last 25 years.
You're speeding, I can see it.
No, Miss Daisy, no. We're only doing about 19 miles an hour.
I like to go under the speed limit.
Yes, but the speed limit's 35, yeah.
The slower you go, the more you save on gas.
The story is called Driving Miss Daisy, and recently, Hollywood headed south to Atlanta to turn what was a Pulitzer Prize-winning play into a motion picture, a process that, according to producer Richard Zanuck, cannot be forced.
The worst thing you can do is to try to manufacture a hit by compromising either in the cast or in the writing along the way. And so we set out to live up to the integrity of the original play.
The film stars Morgan Freeman as Hoke Colburn, Jessica Tandy as Miss Daisy, and Dan Aykroyd as Daisy's son, Booley.
You're a doodle, Mama.
It also features Patti LuPone as Booley's wife, Florine, and Esther Roll as Idella, Miss Daisy's unflappable maid.
I wouldn't be in your shoes if the sweet Lord Jesus come down and asked me himself.
Instead of making this turn, going straight down that street so we continue to get...
Having directed past films such as Tender Mercies and Crimes of the Heart, director Bruce Beresford was an ideal choice for the project. For Freeman, the part of Hoke was a continuation of a role he created in the original play, and portraying him again on film was a natural.
You sure right about that? Some parts reach out and grab you, no matter what you have to do them. You settle into them like old shoes or an old coat. And just Hoke was one of those parts. I just knew him so intimately.
During the course of the filming, Jessica Tandy turned 80 years old, and as far as she was concerned, landing the role of Miss Daisy was the only birthday present she needed.
It's a wonderful script and a wonderful part. I think she's very different from me. She's so opinionated. She's so sure she's right about everything. She's had a wonderful sense of humor, though.
Doesn't your baby look cute? Well, it's not exactly the word I'd pick. Hoke,
Yes.
you're my best friend.
Oh, go on now, Miss Daisy.
No, you are. You are.
Columbia's super producers Peter Guber and John Peters are gobbling up projects left and right. They just optioned film rights to The Music Room, about a young man coping with his brother's suicide. To get it, they forked over 6 figures to first-time novelist Dennis McFarland.
Tony Bennett. Burt Reynolds. Captain Kangaroo. Besides being 3 of our most beloved celebrities, what could these 3 diverse entertainers possibly have in common? Thanks, Dollface. Hi, I'm Harvey Shine. The answer, of course, is flattering, youth-preserving hairpieces. You see, today hairpieces aren't just reserved.
Ruthless People, co-starring Bette Midler. That was in New York last summer, filming location shots for her latest film we're going to see later this year, Big Business, co-starring Lily Tomlin. You know, I think of all the features and special events that the Movie Channel brings you, my own favorites are the Hollywood Classic of the Week and Critics 10 Best. These regular weekly features let us show you films that have stood the test of time and have been recognized by critics and audiences alike as among the best of Hollywood. This month, you're going to be able to see classics like Play It Again, Sam and Catch-22, also critically acclaimed films like Paper Moon and Sid and Nancy. So tune in and join us Monday nights at 9 for Hollywood Classic of the Week, and Thursday nights at 11 for for Critics' 10 Best, and that's only on the Movie Channel. Protest movement of the 60s may way be history, but one of its leading voices is definitely not history. And happy birthday today to singer-activist Joan Baez. She's 47 years old. Happy birthday. Coming up in, the clock says 11 minutes, we have got even more Danny DeVito, this time in Jewel of the Nile. But first, we've got more of the wit and wisdom of Joe Bob Briggs, so stay with us.
Eddie Murphy.
Just like that.
Diane Keaton.
Paradise.
Charles Bronson. Jessica Lange.
Why aren't I miserable?
They're all part of the galaxy of stars who kick off the new year on the Movie Channel. See Eddie Murphy as the cool cat who gets the missing kid caper.
Well, I do my best.
In The Golden Child. While Diane Keaton, Jessica Lange, and Sissy Spacek are sisters who sure have a way with men.
Look at my hair. It's just falling out in the comb. So you just tell me, what man is going to love me?
Crimes of the Heart, part of Leading Ladies Week. Then there's Richard Pryor, who has one wild night to play doctor.
We got the greatest jobs in the world. We can park anywhere we want.
In Critical Condition. And Charles Bronson's got trouble from the president's wife.
I don't need Secret Service.
She's on somebody's hit list in Assassination. While Woody Allen takes a loving look at bygone radio days starring Mia Farrow.
I can keep it secret. I know everything about everybody on Broadway.
Radio Days, also part of Leading Ladies Week. By the way, look out. There's a nasty killer on the loose.
Here I am.
Send for the Manhunter. Then take one wicked king, throw in Amy Irving as the beauty, and what do you get?
Spinning wheel, spin as I say.
It's Rumpelstiltskin. And there's danger down a forgotten stretch of hell.
Setting a trap, Charlie, and you are the bait.
It's Drive or Die in Thunder Run. Plus, Demi Moore and Emilio Estevez get more than they bargained for.
Pretty wild, huh? Pretty wild.
They get a cause to die for in Wisdom. All January long, join hosts Robert Osborne, Michelle Russell, and Joe Bob Briggs for all this and more right here on the Movie Channel.
You know, ever since I started being on cable TV so much, everybody out in Hollywood's been telling me about this new age movement. You heard of this? It's one of those Shirley MacLaine I'm so spiritual deals where you put an Aunt Jemima scarf on your head and you wear rocks around your neck and you eat a lot of cheese broccoli. And then you give Shirley MacLaine $300 and she comes to your town and tells you how your higher self is going to start picking up satellite signals from Pluto. You'll just go to someplace in Colorado and flush out your colon. You know how they're always talking about that stuff, colon flushing? I wish they'd quit that. It's disgusting. You know, it's like when they talk about Ronald Reagan's gizzards all the time in the newspaper and how they're all gummed up. They put these little diagrams in there about how they're going to stick an electrified tube loop up through his urethra and scrape away the enlarged prostate tissue. Now, do you know what they're saying here when they say that I do not want to hear about that stuff. Anyhow, that's just part of the reason why I don't like this new age movement. But you see, in Hollywood, it's like the official religion. So if I want to suck up to all the high sheriffs here at the Movie Channel, I got to know all about it. Now, in Grapevine, Texas, where I live, all we got is the Baptist church. You go in the Baptist church Sunday morning and start talking about scraping out your colon, flushing your gizzards, talking to the rock that's hanging around your neck. They don't think twice about it. Your hiney is out of there. You might as well be a Buddhist or a Catholic. Your history, you can't even come to choir practice or Wednesday night spaghetti supper. So I'm trying to make a point here, and it's like this. First of all, this part where they talk to the rocks. Like right here, I got me a hunk of quartz. Now you ask Shirley MacLaine, she'll tell you, you concentrate on this baby hard enough and it'll clear up your sinuses. Now you go up around Hot Springs, Arkansas, stop any place on Highway 7, they got all these stores where you can buy one of these rocks for $0.25. Or else you can just stop at the roadside picnic area and get you one free. But you know what they tell you they are when you buy them? Rocks. You see, they know they're rocks. I know they're rocks. You know they're rocks. Shirley MacLaine, she don't know they're rocks. All right, next thing you got to believe in the New Age movement is harp music. They listen to this harp music all the time. They think God is going to vibrate his voice through their skulls. You ever listen to harp music? About once a year, they let some lady bring a harp in at the Baptist church, and she gets to play it for about 5 minutes at the Christmas carol service, and that's it. Because nobody can stand to listen to harp music more than about 5 minutes a year. But finally, here's where I got the real problem, though. When all these people go up on a mountaintop and they lay hands on one another and they make those cow noises and they try to get in touch with whoever it was they were in their previous lifetimes, except sometimes when they talk to the little green spacemen. And then they talk about how they were married to St. Pablo and they survived the Battle of the Bulge, and so now that's why they have corns on their big toe. And then their arms go limp and they start talking in Swahili or something. That's something you also don't want to do in the Baptist church. Pentecostal church, fine, all right, but not the Baptist church. Okay, so I've been thinking about all this, wondering just exactly what to say to these people, and here's what I believe it is. Next time you see one of them go limp and start communing with the spirit of a midget plumber in Atlantis or something, let's turn this reincarnation deal around to our advantage. What you do is, you say to them, do it in a real deep Ramtha voice. Say, young disciple, I have seen you and desire your presence in a future life. You will go tomorrow. And then don't say nothing more. Tell them, well, if the Shirley MacLaine spirit said that to you while you were wringing out your brain, then it's probably time for you to go on to a better life, somewhere where you'll be more appreciated, like somewhere around the year 3120. It's great, hasta la vista, get out of here, later gator. And then if they deny the reality of their spiritual being, if they start acting like it didn't happen, you can say they're so unspiritual that you never want to talk to them again. And then you can go home and practice the old age movement. That's where you just sit around in your lazy boy recliner and complain about how there's nothing good on TV. I highly recommend the old age movement. I'm Joe Bob Briggs. I'll see you in church.
Sufis rule. Although they never really explained it, the Sufi philosophy goes back to a school of Eastern holy men that some people say predates most of the major world religions. They were known for mixing cosmic wisdom with a wacky sense of humor. That was apparent, and I think that the chances are pretty good that Tarak, Barak, Karak, Arak, and Sarak all graduated in the same class. What do you think? Stay right where you are for more Sequel Saturday when we return to Angel Beach for Porky's Revenge. That's up next at 11 o'clock. I think there's probably only one thing better than getting paid to watch all of these movies that I host here on the Movie Channel, and that's getting to rub elbows, so to speak, with all the guest hosts that drop by our studios. I also think it gives a real personal touch to things when somebody like Ron Howard brings a few of his favorite movies in, or Richard Thomas guest hosts a festival of family films. This month alone, we've got Shirley Jones. She's going to host our Hollywood Classic of the Week. And we've also got Doug Henning with a little movie magic. It's all just another reason why the Movie Channel truly is the ultimate film source on your cable box. Porky's Revenge is up next, but first we're going to the heart of Hollywood to talk to Leonard Nimoy, star and director of Star Trek IV. So stick around.
This week, the Movie Channel continues to bring you different and exciting movies every night. On Monday, feel the warmth of the summer of 42 on the Hollywood Classic of the Week. A young man must handle the feelings of his first love. Then, Class of 44 takes the boys of summer of 42 and makes them into men. On Tuesday,
I laughed and cried.
Elvis Presley is the king, and the king lives again in This Is Elvis. Then Max is back, and he's up against mean Tina Turner in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Then Jason's back too, and this time there's a copycat killer right behind him in Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. On Wednesday, the fat boy gets even in Porky's Revenge. On Thursday, she wants love. He wants lovers in Key Exchange. For a week that's filled with exciting movies, the Movie Channel is the place to be.
The Movie Channel presents The Filmmakers, showcasing films that provide an insightful look at a selected group of movie craftsmen who bring a personal distinction to their films. On January 10th and 11th, two films from Academy Award-winning director Michael Cimino showcase his powerful visual sense and attention to detail. Nowhere are these unique skills more apparent than Heaven's Gate, Cimino's vivid portrayal of America's 19th century immigrants. However, Cimino's obsessive drive towards perfection led to the budget being tripled, the downfall of a major motion picture studio, and Cimino's banishment from Hollywood. Year of the Dragon, starring Mickey Rourke, marks Cimino's return to filmmaking after nearly 5 years of Hollywood exile. Cimino brought this explosive crime drama in on time and within budget, thus completing the life, death, and resurrection of his filmmaking career. See The Filmmakers, featuring the films of Michael Cimino, January 10th and 11th on the Movie Channel.
If you love movies, chances are you own a VCR. And if you own a VCR, what's a better, more convenient place to tape films than the Movie Channel's own VCR Theater? We open the doors of our film library every night at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Central, offering you a wide array of movies to record with no late charges and no penalty fees. Just some great films to tape while you sleep, then watch whenever you want. Beginning Friday, January 9th, the 1985 Cannes winner of Best Foreign Film, Dance with a Stranger. On Saturday, Montgomery Clift stars in the Hitchcock classic, I Confess. Sunday, January 11th, tape Mickey Rourke in Michael Cimino's Year of the Dragon. On Monday, tape the rarely seen, much talked about Michael Cimino film Heaven's Gate. Tuesday, January 13th, Bells Are Ringing in Judy Holliday's last film. On Wednesday, King Arthur and Merlin return in John Boorman's lush Excalibur. Wrap up on Thursday, January 15th with Brooke Shields, obsessed with her first Endless Love. Next week, you can record these great movies while you sleep, then watch them whenever you want on VCR Theater. Every night, 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Central. Now the Movie Channel is the perfect VCR accessory.
Welcome to this edition of The Heart of Hollywood. There's probably been more written about Star Trek than any television series in history. When the show first aired in 1966, it boldly went where no TV series had gone before. Star Trek used space exploration to raise questions about ethics and dignity and man's place in the universe. There have been several Star Trek films since the series was canceled in 1969, of course. Each has been more and more popular. The most recent one is Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Captain Kirk and his crew time travel back to the Earth of 1986. And it looks like this one is going to be more popular than any of them, the most popular one of all. The thing that's attracting audiences this time around is the humor. The story contains more than just a dash of comedy, as the crew of the Enterprise is exposed to life on a very primitive Earth.
The only choice we're given is how many megatons. And I
am I stopping that damn noise?
And I say screw you. And I hope you're blue too. We're all bloody worthless.
I think they'll be excited by the premise and be suitably amazed by the special effects. Other than that, you'll get your money's worth.
The original cast has stayed together since 1966. For them, Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, was a homecoming in itself.
This particular group of people have a chemistry. When you put them together, something starts to happen. They interact with each other in wonderful ways. That's not always true. You bring together 7 or 8 actors and actresses, it doesn't always happen that way. With this group, it does.
But ain't it just great? Ain't it just grand? We've got each other.
It's like a family reunion each time because we did become a family during this show. Of course, we saw more of each other than we did our own families during the series. And then to get back together again each time, it's somewhat like a family reunion again. And then after we're into it for a while, why, it's more or less like old times.
This time around, there has been a conscientious effort to invest the characters with personality, with dimension, as opposed to simply have us sitting on the bridge and reading out consoles. And that is artistically rewarding.
It's like a marriage in many respects. But because the people that we work with are inventive actors, it's always delightful to be surprised by what they do. And so there is that element of new discovery with each script that we tackle.
Leonard Nimoy's decision to play Spock turned out to be a golden decision, but he admits that he took a chance in playing an unusual character with a strange appearance in a science fiction television series.
I was making a substantial, secure living as an actor, but I was the kind of actor that if you saw me on the street You might think, didn't I meet him at a party somewhere? You know, you wouldn't necessarily associate me with any specific performance you might remember. And as I say, I was serious about potentially being a director. It was at that stage where I could have gone in either direction, and suddenly here came this role, this Spock character in this television series, and I was a little nervous about it because I thought I was fairly serious about the work that I was doing, trying to maintain a dignified career. To put on pointed ears was a dangerous thing to do. But it worked out fine.
Perhaps we could cover a little philosophical ground. Life, death, life, things of that nature.
I did not have time on Vulcan to review the philosophical disciplines.
Come on, Spock, it's me, McCoy. You really have gone where no man's gone before.
Nimoy's early ambitions to direct were postponed for 20 years. However, the Star Trek films have finally given him a chance to resume that career.
I've been wanting to fulfill my directing dreams for a long, long time. I felt there was a lot that I had to offer Star Trek, a lot that I knew about the characters and the history of the stories and what worked about Star Trek, that a director coming in from outside wouldn't have the benefit of. And I thought, why not cash in on that and offer it to Paramount? And I did, and they said, sounds like a good idea, and put me to work as a director.
Large mushroom pepperoni with extra onions and a Michelob, please.
Really?
What is that?
What's wrong?
You have a pocket pager. Are you a doctor?
What is it? I thought I told you never to call me.
Sorry, Admiral. We just thought you'd like to know. We're beaming them in now.
All right. Tell them phaser's on stun. Good luck, Kirk out.
Who are you?
Who do you think I am?
Don't tell me. You're from outer space.
No, I'm from Iowa. I only work in outer space.
We're here after 20 years, and it could go on another 20, I suppose. I don't know.
Beam me up, Scotty. And I'll see you for the next edition of The Heart of Hollywood, this month and every month, in between the movies and only on the Movie Channel.
Enforcers don't necessarily uphold the letter of the law.
Didn't work, huh?
They enforce only justice.
Not will.
Some wear a badge, and some don't.
Yep, he's our new preacher. Preacher, huh?
But they all have one thing in common.
You wouldn't want me to leave before I finish my work, would you?
They'll take on any challenge without compromise. When no one else can. Clint Eastwood, Sylvester Stallone, Charles Bronson, Christopher Reeve, and Chuck Norris. Enforcers Week, January 18th through the 22nd at 9, 8 Central on the Movie Channel.
I can't see anything.
Belmont Avenue and
I'm here, dear. You can watch it on television.
Meet Bruce Fleckstein, dentist and ladies' man.
Gum surgery took second place for old Brucey.
Amateur photographer and all-around sleaze.
Took some pictures.
Those pictures were symbols of our mutual trust.
In all kinds of positions.
Nude?
You too.
Who would possibly want to murder him?
Enough people to populate Biloxi, Mississippi.
I suspect everybody.
Kaboom! You die, worm.
Find out in Compromising Positions. You won't see it on HBO or Cinemax.
What can we say about Bruce Fleckstein?
I could never be intimate with someone who wore a pinky ring. Well, he certainly cleared my sinuses.
Susan Sarandon, Raul Julia, and Judith Ivey star in Compromising Positions. Premiering Saturday, January 24th, exclusively on the Movie Channel.
Coming soon on the Movie Channel.
on the movie.
A ragtag group of Midwest teens fight for freedom when America is invaded. Powers Booth and Patrick Swayze star in Red Dawn. On Saturday, it's the Movie Channel's October Fun Fest. And it's double the fun when Gene Wilder and Donald Sutherland play two sets of mismatched twins at the time of the French Revolution in Start the Revolution Without Me. Then Carol Burnett and James Garner lead an all-star cast in Robert Altman's offbeat satire, Help. On Sunday, you're in for some high-flying hijinks when John Ritter dons a cape and becomes the daring do-gooder Captain Avenger in Hero at Large. For a weekend filled with different and exciting movies, the only place to be is the Movie Channel.
Welcome to a Tuesday evening here on the Movie Channel. Coming up, a sci-fi comedy from the producer of The Last Waltz and Mean Streets called My Science Project. Then at 9 o'clock, a bizarre suburban couple try a new twist on the neighborhood barbecue in Eating Raoul. And modern girl Daphne Zuniga will be around to host that one. Then at 10:30, Jackie Collins stops in to host Mikey and Nicky, starring Peter Falk and John Cassavetes. I'm Michelle Russell, and I'll see you a little bit later.
This is the Movie Channel's feature presentation. This film has been rated PG by the Motion Picture Association of America and can be heard in stereo.
Yellowbeard, Marty Feldman. You know, actually, that was the last film for that goggle-eyed funny man, as you can see from the dedication in the credits. He died right after shooting was finished, to which might account for his stranger-than-usual voice in part of the film, since he was unable to make the dubbing sessions for obvious reasons. Up next, Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson star in Heartburn. Watch for that at 9. You know, we bring you movies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But here at the Movie Channel, we feel that even that isn't enough. So we also bring you terrific guest hosts. If you've been with us this past year, you've already seen JoBeth Williams and Sally Kellerman and Leah Thompson all coming here to introduce some of their favorite films. I think that's pretty special, don't you? So stay with us at the Movie Channel because you never know who you're going to see next. 1,000 birthday wishes today to Barbara Harris. She starred opposite Jason Robards in 1,000 Clowns, Walter Matthau in Plaza Suite, and Robert Morse in Oh Dad, Poor Dad, Mama's Hung You in the Closet, and I'm Feeling So Sad. But cheer up, Barbara. Happy birthday today, 52 for Barbara Harris. And I'll be back here at the top of the hour, but in the meantime, you really should have a look at this exclusive interview with Anthony Perkins. And it's only here on the Movie Channel.
The word is out. This August, the Movie Channel has a star-studded lineup of movies that everyone's talking about. Beginning with...
It's not funny.
Yes, it is.
Jack Nicholson and Meryl Streep star as the perfect couple of the 80s until the divorce.
I found out who Thelma Rice is having the affair with.
You want monogamy? Marry a swan.
In Heartburn, premiering as part of the Jack Nicholson double feature. Now, if you thought that marriage was shaky, check out these two.
Mr. Stone, we have kidnapped your wife.
Imagine someone demanding money from me to keep Barbara alive. Idiots.
He's going to pay. He's going to pay.
Fat chance.
I'm being marked down?
That woman ain't coming back.
Danny DeVito and Bette Midler are a match made in heaven in Ruthless People, part of the Marital Blitz Marathon hosted by Zsa Zsa Gabor. Next up is a man who takes his work seriously.
What's the problem? Now you're going to die.
It'll be just like before, Mr. Vigilante, with one important difference. You're going to work for me.
Charles Bronson stars in Death Wish 3.
Look, I know I seem like a lunatic. No, really?
On the lighter side of the law, Judge Reinhold stars as a cop who's not exactly a cop.
Guy's trying to tell me he's not a cop, he's a librarian. You are a hero. Are you crazy? Bang, bang.
It's all part of being offbeat. And speaking of being offbeat, Norman's back, and he's not happy about the way things have been going.
I can't have that sort of thing going on in my motel. Gives the place a bad name.
Anthony Perkins stars
I'll get you for this, mother.
in Psycho 3.
Play Hunt Down? Hunt Down. It's kind of like this intense survival game.
If one Psycho isn't enough for you, this next movie has an abundant lineup of hopefuls.
Sometimes it gets a little out of hand.
What he really means is that it's dangerously close, premiering as part of Getting Even Week.
If you ever run from anything in your life, run from this.
That's not a bad idea if you're Pierce Brosnan and Leslie Ann Down, because they're being chased by
nomads.
And while we're on the subject of scary stuff,
You are such a jerk. Is something wrong? You're dead.
keep your eyes glued to the screen, because the next joke may be on you in April Fool's Day.
I'm a party animal.
It's hard to believe, but this time it's not a joke.
He's gone out for the football team.
You're not cut out for this.
Corey Haim is Lucas.
You can't make me quit!
On the marriage front, forever isn't as long as it used to be.
What's bothering me is seeing you risk losing Holly. She's the best woman I know.
Mary Tyler Moore, Ted Danson, and Christine Lottie are caught in the middle of a marriage-threatening problem.
What the hell am I going to do?
Just between friends. And to end on a happier note, love is still in the air as Peter Strauss and Mary Steenburgen star in the highly acclaimed Tender is the Night. This August, the Movie Channel's got a lineup of movies hosted by Robert Osborne, Michelle Russell, and Joe Bob Briggs that'll satisfy even the most finicky of critics.
Now that ought to do it.
If you love movies, chances are you own a VCR. The Movie Channel has a more convenient place for you to tape movies. Our own VCR theater opens its doors to you every night at 3 a.m. 2 Central, offering a wide array of movies to record with no late charges and no penalty fees. Just some great films to tape while you sleep and watch whenever you want. Begin your week of recording on Friday, July 24th, when college student Anthony Edwards faces mystery and romance in Gotcha. On Saturday, record Spencer Tracy's tour de force performance in Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea. Sunday, July 26th, heat up your VCR with sexy Kim Basinger in the steamy hit 9.5 Weeks. On Monday, record Jack Nicholson and Meryl Streep in the satirical and bitingly funny Heartburn. On Tuesday, July 28th, tune into an insightful look at the life of the king, This is Elvis. Then on Wednesday, record an all-star cast in the comical pirate adventure Yellowbeard. Wrap up your week of recording Thursday, July 30th, when Faye Dunaway stars as Joan Crawford in Mommy Dearest. You can record these great movies while you sleep and watch them whenever you want on VCR Theater. Every night at 3 a.m. 2 Central. The Movie Channel is the perfect VCR accessory.
For more than 20 years, Anthony Perkins has been identified with Norman Bates, the role he created in Alfred Hitchcock's classic, Psycho. Most actors don't like being associated with just one part, but Perkins sees Psycho as a modern tragedy, and it's his appreciation for the story that brings him back for the sequel.
The Psycho stories are about real people, not about the undead and the unknown and the otherworldly and the supernatural, the sepulchral, the exotic and the people from Mars. And since they are very intense, these stories, and have to do with real emotions and real feelings between very dynamic people, the tone of them would have to be tragic first because of the human beings involved. Norman is only an exaggeration of the misplaced emotions, the misplaced love that many men and women struggle with and are troubled by all their lives.
After Psycho 2 was a success at the box office, Perkins became even more involved in the series. This time he signed on to direct Psycho 3.
The first Psycho is based on a true story, a true case about real people. And Psycho 2 and 3 tried very hard to keep the circumstances within which the survivors are struggling, to try to keep it real. I wanted to make sure that an audience going to see Psycho 3 would not be seeing the same old film. The secret of sequels is to make them enough like the original so that people feel comfortable, yet different enough from the original so that people feel that they're getting their time's worth and their money's worth. Want some of these? You'd be general assistant. The work's not too hard, and you'd have lots of free time.
Assistant, huh?
Well, I'm the manager, and you'd be my assistant, so I guess you'd be assistant manager. You'd get a free room, of course, and work mostly days. I prefer the nights.
Well, I gotta be straight with you, Norm.
Norman.
I'm not looking for anything long term. I just want to make enough bucks to get the brakes on my car fixed and build up a little stake for L.A. I'm a singer. But I wouldn't mind filling in until you found somebody permanent. I just won't be staying around too long.
No one ever does.
Despite his close association with Norman Bates, Perkins doesn't worry about people confusing the man with the mask.
You have to realize that you are not your career, that you are a person and your career is the thing. And as soon as you can say that as soon as you can understand that an audience, a mass audience, can relate to you only in terms of one or two characters, but that's your career. That's not the real you.
Anthony Perkins, director and star of Psycho 3 on the Movie Channel.
Take off your dress.
You're taking a hell of a lot for granted, aren't you?
Does this excite you?
Yes. Can't concentrate. I think I've been hypnotized.
You can ask me to leave.
I don't want you to leave. If it's true love, is this some kind of game?
Is it love? Or is it obsession?
It's whatever we want it to be.
Kim Basinger and Mickey Rourke star in 9.5 Weeks on the Movie Channel.
How did you know I'd respond to you the way I have?
Tomorrow.
No wire hangers ever!
From the pages of all-time favorite bestsellers.
How to die like a gentleman. How to die by the rules. When the only important thing is how to live like a human being.
Come some all-time favorite movies.
Your mother would have loved him.
Yeah, but she was crazy.
The books that moved you to laughter and to tears, captured forever on the silver screen.
Baby.
And the characters you could only imagine become unforgettable when they spring to life in a movie.
Just keep breathing. You can do it.
I don't want to do it, honey. Can't we get somebody else to do it?
Don't miss the Movie Channel's Bestsellers Week, a special way to relive your favorite books with all the passion, drama, and daring captured in movie form.
That's an order.
Bestsellers Week, every night at 9, 8 Central, July 27th through the 31st on the Movie Channel. In Old Man and the Sea, Spencer Tracy portrays a tough old fisherman who casts his line out in search of one last great fish.
Monday. Meet Joe Gower, a freewheeling librarian who aims to be a cop and can't back away when the chance comes.
I don't believe I heard you correctly.
You're going to take my place.
Abraham Washington? That's not exactly your classic white guy name.
The name tag says A. Washington.
Officer Washington, is it?
Guy's trying to tell me he's not a cop, he's a librarian.
The job keeps him on his toes.
Look, I know I seem like a lunatic.
No. Really?
And that's not easy for a flatfoot.
Cops don't dance in subways.
They don't ride down stairs either.
Not a cop.
Then he meets another one of New York's finest. And just as he's about to take her undercover...
She's naked.
I'm naked. Yeah, I couldn't help noticing that.
Even when he's on the job...
Are you getting off?
No, it's elevator patrol.
He's offbeat. Judge Reinhold stars on the Movie Channel. Coming soon. It's a quiet place. Not many people come here anymore, but it used to be famous. Hitchcock came here in 1960 with Anthony Perkins, Janet Leigh, a shower curtain, and a knife. Hitchcock's gone now, but the Bates Motel still stands.
Aside from total boredom, nothing's going to happen to you here.
Norman Bates. They put him away for a bit, but now he's back. A changed man.
Norman, is that you?
Yes, Mother. It's me. I can't have that sort of thing going on in my motel. Gives the place a bad name.
Why are you so kind to me?
You remind me of someone.
I figured Bates was a geek, but a full-fledged Looney Tune?
I'll get you for this, Mother.
Anthony Perkins stars in Psycho 3 on the Movie Channel. Coming soon.
Saturday night, and time to cook up a modern-day love story and a witch's brew here on the Movie Channel. Hi, I'm Robert Osborne, and up next, Meryl Streep tries to find the way to Jack Nicholson's heart in the movie Heartburn. Then at 11, Angela Lansbury is a granny with big eyes and big teeth in The Company of Wolves. And don't forget to set your tape machine for VCR Theater tonight at 3 a.m. 2 Central. We have got Spencer Tracy in The Old Man and the Sea. Meryl Streep has the enviable position of having worked with some of Hollywood's most popular leading men. Just imagine being teamed up with Oscar winners like Robert De Niro in The Deer Hunter, or Dustin Hoffman in Kramer vs. Kramer, and even Woody Allen in Manhattan. But Streep is such a...
You're watching the Movie Channel, the best movies, 24 hours a day.
Truth, justice, the American way, and your chance to win what's bound to be the hottest ticket around. It's the Movie Channel's Superman Adventure Sweepstakes. Get your pencil ready and get a load of this. Grand prize, you'll fly to the world premiere of Superman 3. Look, up in the sky, it's your own private Learjet. Touchdown in our nation's capital and see the Man of Steel save the Earth again. You'll see the movie first before it plays in theaters in your town this summer. Guess who's in it, too? Later, you're invited to mingle with the cast, celebrities, press at the world premiere party. You just can't buy tickets for this event. And it's not over yet. We'll hand you $1,000 in mad money and a neat place to sleep overnight. And you won't be alone. You can take 3 friends. 150 first prizes, the Atari video computer system with the Superman cartridge. 1,500 runners-up win a collector's item, souvenir programs from Superman 2. Got your pencil ready? Send a postcard to the Movie Channel Superman Adventure, Box 747, Radio City Station, New York, New York 10101. Postcards must be here by January 31st. Grand prize winner and friends must be 18 or over. That's all it takes to win the Superman Adventure on the Movie Channel.
The Movie Channel is at work 24 hours a day.
Hiya, Dave.
The Movie Channel.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes. This month, you'll meet 4 friends, Craig Wasson, the man behind Time Bandits, Michael Palin, Gallipolis, Mark Lee, and more. What's so funny about Michael Palin? He's the Monty Python who resurrected Spam, and he's one of the loopy minds behind this month's Time Bandits, the story of a small boy and his even smaller traveling companions.
And I think they come across not just as a gang, but as a bickering collection of sort of cantankerous, grumpy individuals, all with different ideas and all wanting to lead.
Do you want to be leader of this gang?
Oh, we agreed, no leader.
Right. So shut up and do as I say.
Time Bandits is a nutty slice of history, seen from a child's point of view. And you're likely to find the same free spirit in Palin's newest effort, Jabberwocky.
Kids also like sort of toughness and nasty things happening as well as nice things, and we wanted to make the nasty things quite nasty.
What about his own kids? Do they like his work?
Well, I think they're probably slightly embarrassed. His father, just who occasionally dresses up in women's clothing or gets dressed as chickens or Long John Silvers, difficult to respect.
I say!
If 4 Friends has an emotional center, it belongs to Craig Wasson. You'll remember him from Ghost Story, where he fell in love with a beautiful demon. This time around, he's a child of the 60s who comes of age in a small town.
I don't see the film necessarily as about the 60s as much as it is about the transition of growth that anybody goes through starting in their adolescence.
That is not an exaggeration, it's a lie. America was not built. It grew out of a dream. This is a school. It's an institution of learning. It is not an employment agency.
Tell it to him.
Fellow students, don't be misled by those people. We're not fodder for their mills. We're seekers of destiny.
The movie is an affectionate capsule of living through the 60s, and one that's in step with Wasson's own experience.
By the end of the film in Four Friends, we see that rather than going out and trying to save some intangible world out there, we have to make the dream live in that little circle of people that matter to us, our family, our friends.
We'll now have a moment of silence in memory of John F. Kennedy.
Vice Squad takes you out at night in the toughest section of Los Angeles. The streets are alive with hustlers and cons, so it wasn't just an ordinary job for Season Hughley.
When I was doing Vice Squatting, I was out on the street, all night, till 4 in the morning, 5, 6, 7. I think it's very important to live it, sleep it.
Let me give you a ride home.
Well, I got my beauty sleep this morning. I'm a working girl, in case you forgot.
You're going to go to work tonight?
I need the bread.
You may have spotted Hughley playing Priscilla Presley in Elvis, a remarkably true-to-life TV movie. Playing a role based on a real person helped prepare her for the grittiness of Vice Squad.
I don't really believe in acting classes. I think that they can really teach you the wrong things.
Yes, Gallipoli is a foreign film, and it's certainly a war movie, but give it a chance and you'll find much, much more. It's a rare story of friendship and innocence, in spite of war, between two young Australians, played by Mel Gibson and newcomer Mark Lee.
You thinking of joining?
Well, there's no way you get me near the infantry. The light horse. Now, that's got a bit of class.
Woo-hoo! We could join together.
Lee's a former rugby player who found his leading role in Gallipoli affected him more than he expected.
I realized there was something that I really got from this film that I'd never got from anything before.
As Gallipoli's optimistic, patriotic soldier, Lee helps give you a very different picture of the men who lost in World War I.
They weren't soldiers, they were all volunteers. I mean, they didn't understand exactly what they were throwing themselves into.
Tune in next month for Nick Nolte.
I was planning on a much worse time than this.
Morgan Fairchild.
Please just leave me alone.
Adrienne Barbeau. And more. Behind the scenes on the Movie Channel.
You've got the Movie Channel. The movies you want to see. 24 hours a day. Next on the Movie Channel, Somewhere in Time. Why do you watch the Movie Channel?
The Movie Channel has a movie waiting for me, even at 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's relaxing. After you've worked hard all day, you can really come home, sit down with a beer.
Next thing you know, you're wrapped up in it, and you're feeling the same excitement as what you're watching.
You don't have to get dressed up and find a babysitter. No interruptions, no commercial.
I watch a good 26 to 30 movies every month on the Mirror.
It's very economical.
We want to hear from you. Write to the Movie Channel, Department T, Post Office Box 1326, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10019.
The Movie Channel.
It's great.
Adventure, romance, fantasy, the stars we know and love to see. We're taking the movies to America. So settle in your easy chair, the Movie Channel will be there. Taking the movies to America. Reflections of our hopes and dreams, escape from life's realities. That's the movies in America. And for all the ways we laugh and cry, the heroes that will never die, we're taking the movies to America. We're showing movies, nothing else but movies for 24 hours a day. We're showing movies, all the best in movies. The Movie Channel brings them your way. We're taking the movies to America.
All movies, only movies, 24 hours a day. The Movie Channel. Feature presentation.
This feature is rated PG. You'll feel the heat in February with all the hot movies and sizzling special features just for you on the Movie Channel.
Can't believe this is really happening to me.
Believe it and get set for one of the greatest adventures ever filmed.
You shouldn't have to do this to impress me.
Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Billy D. Williams star in The Empire Strikes Back. Meet the rising young stars who are the talk of the film world.
Man, I consider you guys my friends. I'm not wrong, am I?
You'll find them in The Breakfast Club, and Matt Dillon's sure to chase the winter blahs as the Flamingo Kid. Plus, don't miss the Movie Channel's exclusive movies. Movies you won't see on HBO or Cinemax. Like Best Defense, starring Dudley Moore with a special appearance by Eddie Murphy, and Impulse, a mind-chilling thriller starring Meg Tilly, plus Robert De Niro and Meryl Streep in Falling in Love.
I should have slept with him. Maybe that would have made it easier.
They're all national pay cable exclusives you'll see only on the Movie Channel. February is the time for romance.
It's like the flowers.
Oh, so you're the one.
And you'll find plenty of it Saturday, February 8th in a day-long marathon of 7 films devoted to love. The Falling in Love Marathon. But every day's special on the Movie Channel. Mondays in February belong to Meryl Streep.
I want you so much.
You just had me.
And you've got her, too, in 4 films that capture the scope of her compelling talent. February is Meryl Streep month. Tuesdays are reserved for the Movie Channel Film Festival, featuring acclaimed films like the murderously funny Blood Simple. On Wednesdays, take a look at Brooke Shields, The Woman, the Star.
It's breathtaking.
You are breathtaking.
It's the Movie Channel's Brooke Review. Every Friday, gather ringside for a knockout film.
Wish me luck. I'm going to need it.
Put on your gloves for Friday night fights. Then stay parked for more action on Drive-In Theater, followed on Valentine's Day by Midnight Madness. Saturdays bring legendary films.
I shall love you always until the end of my life.
On the Hollywood Classic of the Week, February's filled with fantastic films and super special features waiting just for you on the Movie Channel.
Quiet on the set. Bring up the backlight. Camera 4, pan down.
It's the Movie Channel's Take One, part of our ongoing series of interviews with the forces behind the camera.
Roll it.
3.
Take 1.
This month we talked to Mel Brooks about his remake of the classic comedy To Be or Not to Be.
I mean, people will love this picture because it's hysterically funny. It's very moving, and it's a great story, terrific action adventure, and great performances. Even, I shouldn't say that because I'm in it. But, I mean, my wife has never been better. Anne Bancroft, she sings in Polish together with me at the beginning of this picture.
Jak się topić, to się topić, sweet Georgie Brown. Daj całusa, poleć pusa, sweet Georgie Brown. Jak się z ciebie będę w niebie, sweet Georgie Brown, mój los dobrze znasz, ten co pewnie masz, okej.
To Be or Not to Be is based on a 1942 comedy with Jack Benny and Carole Lombard, which has now become a classic. So why did Brooks risk remaking it?
This was in black and white. To Be or Not to Be was originally in black and white, and I knew that they never recognized. I said, well, we can make it in color. They'll never know it's the same picture.
The original To Be or Not to Be was directed by the legendary Ernst Lubitsch. It's about a troupe of Polish actors who become involved with the resistance during World War II.
Listen to that. I wish we could do something.
What can we do?
We'll do what a theatrical company should do during a war. We'll hide till it's over. I think if the skeleton of something's good, you can reflesh it and reclothe it. And it will always work. The chocolate soldier is the guardsman. My Fair Lady is Pygmalion. I mean, it's how you treat it. Sometimes you treat it with music, sometimes you treat it literally like we did with hindsight.
From now on, when in doubt, arrest them. Arrest them, arrest them, arrest them. Then shoot them and interrogate them. Oh, you're all right. Just shoot them.
We knew that Nazis occupied Poland, literally, not as a joke. We knew that Jews and Poles or imprisoned, were tortured, were killed. We had a terrific basis for our picture because of our hindsight. Unfortunately,
May I take your coat?
they didn't have that. They lived, they were doing a thing at the moment. So they didn't have all this kind of knowledge. We had that knowledge, and we had a lot more emotional juice to work with than they did. Lubitsch was a genius. Lubitsch did Ninotchka. And when Lubitsch did To Be or Not to Be, he was way ahead of his time. Lubitsch had a great sense of the light moment with serious underpinning.
I told you there was no one in there.
Gehen Sie nach den anderen.
You invade Poland, you invade Warsaw, and now you invade my dressing room. You people are compulsive invaders.
People say, well, you're worried about doing this movie. Were you worried about comparing it to Lubitsch's? Yes, I was very worried. Not about the critics. I was worried about, because I knew that Lubitsch's widow was still alive. I said, my God, this woman will see the movie and she'll say, how dare you? And I'll feel terrible. I said, I can't wait for that letter. I get a letter from Sanya, not Sonia, Sanya Lubitsch. Sanya. Sanya writes me a letter. A miracle. You took something great, you made it your own, you gave it your own sparkling Brooksian touch.
Heil Hitler! Heil Hitler! Heil myself!
I've done a lot of pictures that have to do with Hitler in Germany because, I mean, he has taken advantage of my people. I mean, why shouldn't I make $1 out of him? Or, to be more serious, why shouldn't I do what I can to desecrate his memory so that we don't forget that there are evil periods of anti-Semitism and they have to be stopped early on. We've got to be aware of them.
I don't want war. All I want is peace. 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 A little piece of Polish, a little piece of France, a little piece of Portugal and Austria perchance. A little slice of Turkey and all that entails. And then a piece of England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales.
There's always a message to Brooks' madness, but he'll be the first to tell you that it can never be obvious.
A little nip of Norway, a little spot of Greece, a little hunk of Hungary. Oh, what a lovely feast.
It's always a goal to help teach. It's always a goal, but not so that you know you're being taught ever. If you're caught out, if you're found out, you're yanked, you're finished. I mean, then it's pedantic and it's pompous. But if you can teach somebody, if you can sugarcoat that message with a lot of comedy, then you got both. I think Blazing Saddles does that very well. To Be or Not to Be is a magical example of how you can say something rich and real and get terrific laughs.
Watch for To Be or Not to Be this month on the Movie Channel.
Stay tuned as the Movie Channel, the heart of Hollywood, presents a music video from a current major motion picture.
We made love, it was a great deal. I was too scared to feel nervous from trying. Next time we made love, still we were not a hit like all this. Is it everyone's lying? But then we did it again. And I forgot to be scared, I guess, 'cause when we did it again, I closed my eyes. Surprise, 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 surprise. Surprise! feelings in motion, and then we did it again. I'm thinking, was it beginner's luck, or is it wonderful once in each retry? Surprise! Surprise! Surprise!
I'm Robert Osborne. Join me in just a few minutes when I take you inside the world of Hollywood, on the heart of Hollywood, right here on the Movie Channel.
All month long, the Movie Channel salutes the extraordinary talent of Meryl Streep. Join us now as we take a look at the woman behind the characters.
Well, what do you want to know? How did that plutonium get in my house? You leave me alone. He told me I was beautiful.
It's hard to imagine Meryl Streep as anything other than beautiful. But surprisingly, the actress claims she was an unattractive child. She was born in New Jersey in 1949. And pretty or not, she was only 12 when she was first publicly noticed. Not for her acting, but for her singing. Despite starring roles in her high school musicals, Meryl, short for Mary Louise, did not become serious about acting until her early 20s. But when she came to the New York stage in 1975, there could be no doubt that Streep had found her calling. Within 2 years, she was making award-winning films. Fame descended quickly upon Streep, but she has managed to nourish a very private life as well. Like many women of the 80s, she juggles her career with a family. She married sculptor Don Gummer in 1978, and they have 2 sons.
What are you, crazy? You think I contaminate myself? You think I'd do that?
Although not as outspoken as her character Karen Silkwood, Streep has supported nuclear disarmament and women's issues. She prefers a very quiet life when not working, and divides her time between Connecticut and Manhattan.
I have a freedom they cannot understand. No insult, no blame can touch me. I have set myself beyond the pale.
In many ways, Meryl Streep has set herself beyond the pale. She has not only a talent, but also an equilibrium uncommon in show business. Watch for her all month on the Movie Channel.
The Movie Channel celebrates the very best of Hollywood all March long with our 3rd annual salute to the Academy Awards. Tune in for a different Academy Award winner every night of the month, including the pay cable premiere of Amadeus, last year's winner of 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. It's a Movie Channel exclusive you won't see on HBO or Cinemax. The celebration continues with our Tuesday Film Festival, where we salute foreign award winners, and our Best Picture Marathon with some of the biggest winners in Academy Award history. Robert Osborne is your host for a month filled with the pictures, the performances, and the personalities that have made filmmaking history. It's all part of the 3rd annual salute to the Academy Awards all March long, only on the Movie Channel.
Robert Osborne for the movie channel's The Heart of Hollywood. You'd think an actress of Sally Field's celebrity would have her pick of roles and all the doors of Hollywood would be open to her. Well, you might be surprised. In this edition of The Heart of Hollywood, I talk with Sally Field about her career and what it takes to get the right parts.
I honestly think that any doors that are there are pretty much open to me, but they aren't wide enough doors because they don't really offer the material. That's all you really want as an actor. You just want the material and the opportunity to act in it. The problem is the material isn't there.
Around here?
To get the right material, Sally Field has formed her own film company, Fogwood Productions. And the first Fogwood movie is Murphy's Romance with James Garner.
Okay, Murphy, this is it. Now, how many of these do I put on your cake? How old are you, Murphy?
Just set the damn thing on fire.
It's about learning to recognize the right person to fall in love with, I think, I would say. Other people have other notions as to what it's about. It's about recognizing your own needs as an adult and understanding that there are some people that can come through for you and recognize you and the things that you are as an adult, and some people who just can't. And instead of putting all your goods in the place where the person can't see you, recognizing there are people who can. This is not one of your traffic tickets you can just tear up.
I know. I know it. We had a heat wave and temperature's like 103 and she was wearing one of those little tank tops and we started licking off the same ice cream cone.
I really don't want to hear the details.
Oh, now there you go. See, I can see you setting your jaw, Emma.
Emma.
Nobody is perfect.
Bobby Jack, you've never even been close.
Murphy's Romance was directed by Martin Ritt, who steered Sally to her first of 2 Academy Awards in the movie Norma Ray.
I think he knows actors. He loves actors. But he has more clear information about acting than anybody I know. Clear, succinct information, how to get to where you want to be, what to do and what not to do.
I love you kids. That's the first thing. And Sonny loves you. You got the both of us. Second thing is, I'm a jailbird. Now you're going to be hearing that. And a lot of other things. But you're going to hear it from me first.
So much of acting is so unclear. You don't know really how to get to where you're going. How do you do it? Will you just pretend? And that can't be enough. And he has very straight, clear rules. Do this, don't do this, this. And you can take it away from the set. You can use it other places. It's information. I mean, I hear Marty directing me when Marty's not there. I think that I was born with a certain ability to, if it's an imagination or I think it's partly an ability to fantasize, to imagine things and to concentrate at the same time, so you're sort of lost in it. And I just always had this ability to do this. It's a freak, it's a freak of nature that sometimes some people are born with certain abilities, certain gifts, and it's then a measure of the person, as Marty says, what you do with it, how you treat it, how you respect it, how you help it grow. In my fantasy, I thought, if you get to be really successful, then they all come to you with these wonderful scripts on silver platters, and you have to like then choose which one will it be, and you say, I'll choose this one today and this one tomorrow, and it just isn't like that. You just have, it's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be.
This is Robert Osborne for the Movie Channel's The Heart of Hollywood. Watch for more exclusive interviews and behind-the-scenes stories this month and every month, in between the movies.
War Games, co-starring Dabney Coleman. He's the man we all love to hate in movies like 9 to 5 or Tootsie. Old Buffalo Bill is scheduled to be back in the land of sitcoms this fall with a new one called Slap Maxwell. Watch for it. Our Matthew Broderick double feature continues at 11 o'clock with the charming fantasy Lady Hawk. Got a letter here in our Movie Channel mailbox from William Turner of Dallas, Pennsylvania. He says that he was watching a show called Sledgehammer, and there was this woman reporter on the show who looked an awful lot like me. You've got a very good eye, William. It was me. I had a ball doing the show. In fact, that particular episode was directed by Jackie Cooper. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for writing to me. Do write to us in care of the Movie Channel mailbox if you have any questions or answers. P.O. Box 1264, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10101. Happy birthday to Kim Darby, John Wayne's sidekick from True Grit, grew up to co-star on TV's Rich Man, Poor Man. She's 40 years old today. Now, before we rejoin Matthew Broderick, let's see what else is coming our way, or your way, here on the Movie Channel this month.
This weekend, the Movie Channel brings you a different and exciting movie every night. On Friday, start off your weekend with a madcap adventure starring a duck.
It's Howard, thank you.
Okay, sorry. Join Howard as he manages to take Cleveland by storm in the comic fantasy Howard the Duck. On Saturday, Sigourney Weaver's back to settle an old score.
Talk to me, Hudson.
I got signals.
And this time she's brought help.
There's nothing back here. Look, I'm telling you, there's something moving and it ain't us.
Get them out of there!
But will it be enough to stop the aliens? On Sunday, David Carradine is a prisoner with only one thing on his mind.
Everybody goes home.
But his captor has other ideas.
They stay here.
Only one man will survive in POW The Escape. It's a different and exciting movie every night this weekend, just for you on the Movie Channel. Come on in to the world's richest neighborhood.
Is that the new pool man?
And see what happens when a dirty bum drops in on the filthy rich.
Call 911!
Nick Nolte is the drifter with a way of getting under your skin.
He's gonna give that dog fleas.
How's it going?
Bette Midler.
He's still here?
The wife who finds herself pulled in a whole new direction. Also starring Richard Dreyfuss.
You don't like hangers?
It's hangers that clothe you, and it's hangers that feed you.
The husband, about to discover just what money can and cannot buy.
There goes the neighborhood.
The movie that dunks the values of the splashiest, sassiest jet-setters under the Hollywood sign. Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
I'm so glad to be back in the real world again.
Exclusively on the Movie Channel. Premiering Sunday, July 19th, 9/8 Central.
You can take off your dress.
You're taking a hell of a lot for granted, aren't you?
Does this excite you?
Yes. I can't concentrate. I think I've been hypnotized.
You can ask me to leave.
I don't want you to leave. If it's true love, is this some kind of game?
Is it love or is it obsession?
It's whatever we want it to be.
Kim Basinger and Mickey Rourke star in 9.5 Weeks on the Movie Channel.
How did you know I'd respond to you the way I have?
Coming soon.
Ah, yes, summertime. A real special time here on the Movie Channel with the latest sizzling hot movie hits 24 hours a day with special exclusive star interviews and with hosts like Robert Osborne and Joe Bob Briggs. obviously working overtime, sharing some of his favorite hits with you.
Michelle Russell is only one of the beautiful reasons to watch the Movie Channel, where we have more crowd-pleasing hits all the time and special places for the offbeat films like Drive-In Theater and Moonlight Madness with Joe Bob Briggs.
That's Joe Bob Briggs. Whatever you want, we've got it right here for you on the Movie Channel.
Before the wedding comes the jitters.
The minute you get married, you start to drive each other crazy.
Before the baby comes the anticipation.
Is or is you ain't my baby. Just keep breathing, you can do it.
I don't want to do it, honey. Can't we get somebody else to do it?
But before the end comes the heartburn.
I found out who Thelma Rice is having the affair with.
How to tell if your husband's cheating? What's the first clue?
It may be a slip of paper you found in his wallet.
I know about you and Thelma Rice.
You want monogamy? Marry a swan. Betty told her that you said she had herpes.
You tell Thelma she comes over here one more time, I'll tell Betty she has the clap.
Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson star in Mike Nichols' bittersweet comedy.
Your mother would have loved him.
Yeah, but she was crazy.
Heartburn, premiering Saturday, July 25th on the Movie Channel.
Coming soon on the Movie Channel. Coming soon on the Movie Channel.
Welcome to the rest of our Matthew Broderick double feature as Wednesday night rolls on here on the Movie Channel. Hi there, I'm Michelle Russell, and right now we're going to see this bright young star in a mythical romance called Lady Hawk. Then we'll hit the streets of the Lower East Side in a love story called Smithereens. That's at 1:10. Matthew Broderick's successful enough that he's probably already inspiring young actors who are still in high school. We asked him what actors he likes himself.
It's hard to generalize it because the actors that I like don't really have too much in common. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons you can like an actor. I just generally, just when you believe it, when it's real, it impresses me. And also, I like people, the actors who do things that are not quite what you expect. It's always nice to be surprised. Well, it's not the same as if you read the script, if there's something really brought to it.
Well, get set for some nice surprises next as Matthew Broderick escapes from a medieval prison and teams up with a knight and a hawk, neither of whom are quite what they seem. Rutger Hauer and Michelle Pfeiffer co-star in a sumptuous fairy tale for adults, Lady Hawk, rated PG-13.
It is hats off to Joan Collins. She certainly does have that star quality, even though it isn't all-American. Coming up next, a campy horror flick that will have you screaming for more, The Being. And be sure to set your timer on our VCR theater for tonight at 3 a.m. because we have a real all-American classic. I'm talking about Tom Sawyer. Tape while you sleep, watch when you want. Easy, right? Well, that's why we call the Movie Channel the perfect VCR accessory. Now stay tuned for this.
In July, as the beat grows stronger, we just keep getting better. And now there's a whole new way of looking at the Movie Channel.
How do you know that?
Only the Movie Channel offers you a different movie every night of the month at 9/8 Central.
Speechless.
Well, there are some great new special features and blockbuster premieres.
Holy cow.
There are plenty of great movies to choose from, like Mask, starring Cher, and the true story of a single mother who struggles to create a normal life for her severely deformed son.
Good night, Mom.
Catch the premiere of Mask Saturday, July 5th. Then get ready for some comic CIA surveillance with Tom Hanks in the hilarious spy spoof The Man with One Red Shoe, Sunday, July 6th. Next, it's Pale Rider, starring Clint Eastwood.
He's our new preacher. Preacher, huh? The Lord certainly does work in mysterious ways.
You let a preacher in the Carbon Canyon? Would they invite him?
But he had a score to settle. In the Movie Channel's premiere of Pale Rider, Saturday, July 12th.
You that crook?
He's one of today's hottest box office attractions.
You know who.
Catch him on Sunday, July 13th in the Mel Gibson double feature.
Freak.
Then on Saturday, July 19th, it's the premiere of Freetsy's Honor.
That would be tremendous.
Academy Award winner Angelica Houston stars with Jack Nicholson and Kathleen Turner in John Huston's black comedy, Prizzi's Honor. And don't miss 4 other of this renowned director's classic films during John Huston Week.
5 days.
That's right, July 21st through the 24th. On Saturday, July 27th, it's the premiere of Rustler's Rhapsody, part of the Movie Channel's Comic Westerns Marathon.
Well, do your best.
And this is just the beginning. More movies, behind-the-scenes looks, and special features every week. The Movie Channel's on the move in July.
Hi there. You know, while most of us are busy buying tickets to this summer's crop of new movies, Hollywood already has summer 1987 on the drawing boards, and in some cases already in production. Hollywood is already planning how to tempt us into buying tickets 12 months from now. In some cases, the ink is barely dry on the contracts. In other cases, the deals have yet to be finalized. But here is a sampling of what could be playing at our local Cineplexes and Roxy's if some present plans stay on track. For instance, TriStar is already planning to have a Rambo 3 ready for release on July 4th, 1987. And sequel mania is not going to stop there, not at all. Paramount has Beverly Hills Cop 2 on their agenda, again with Eddie Murphy, of course, on and off Rodeo Drive. There will also be a Fletch 2 from Universal, starring Chevy Chase, recreating the role that turned out to be a big audience pleaser in the summer of 1985. And James Bond will be returning, once again for United Artists, once again courtesy of producer Cubby Broccoli, but without Roger Moore or Sean Connery. This time there's going to be a new 007, and the title of the movie will be The Living Daylights. One of the perennial contestants in the summer movie sweepstakes has always been Steven Spielberg, of course, but in case you hadn't noticed, Spielberg doesn't have a single picture in theaters this summer. He has, in fact, taken the past 6 months off, spending most of his time being Papa Spielberg instead of Director Spielberg. His next project for Universal is supposed to be overseeing an animated feature called An American Tail, and that's spelled T-A-I-L, not T-A-L-E. That is a definite possibility for next summer. One of the trends that's already shaping up for summer 1987 is movies based on classic comic strips and old television series. Paramount, for instance, plans to make a film version of TV's old hit, The Untouchables, this time with Kevin Costner of Silverado playing Elliot Ness. At Universal, Robert Zemeckis, who directed Back to the Future, will do a new movie based on The Shadow. And there's even talk of a new Dragnet movie from Universal, this one to star, of all people, Dan Aykroyd. At least you think there is no originality left in the brains of today's movie makers. Jack Nicholson stars in The Witches of Eastwick, based on John Updike's bestseller. It's filming in Rhode Island right now, and already the subject of some controversy. Local officials there wanted to ban the filming because of the religious and sexual content. In the movie, Jack Nicholson plays the devil. And one of the long-awaited openings for summer 1987 will be Stanley Kubrick's Vietnam drama Full Metal Jacket, Kubrick's first movie in 7 years, since The Shining back in 1980. Full Metal Jacket, as a matter of fact, went into production over 2 years ago and was originally to have starred Anthony Michael Hall of 16 Candles and the new Saturday Night Live team. But shortly before filming actually began, Hall was out and Matthew Modine was in. Also on the drawing boards, maybe for summer 1987, maybe for Christmas 87, is Nuts, based on the Broadway drama about a woman facing a court hearing to determine whether or not her sanity is intact. It's very dramatic stuff, very Academy Award-ish material. And the star of Nuts will be Barbra Streisand, under the direction of Martin Ritt. Ritt, who directed Patricia Neal into her Academy Award for HUD in 1963, and directed Sally Field into her Oscar for Norma Ray in 1979. One thing that has been driving everybody on nuts this summer is finding a leading man for the project. First, it was to have been Richard Dreyfuss. Then there was some talk that Dustin Hoffman would be signing in. Recently, Marlon Brando was reading the script. And if even half these projects finally see the light of day, we are going to have a few treats in store. But in Hollywood, no one ever promises more than a definite maybe anymore. No one ever knows when a project is going to get scratched or a studio sold out from under a screenplay, upsetting even the best laid plans. Only two things are really for sure. Plans for 1987 summer movies are already well underway, and Hollywood will figure some way to separate us from some of the money in our pockets. I'm Robert Osborne for The Heart of Hollywood.
Hi, I'm Ron Silver. Watch for me on the Movie Channel.
Stay tuned as the Movie Channel, The Heart of Hollywood, presents a music video from a current major motion picture.
Playing Sunday on the Movie Channel. In honor of Halloween, trick or treat yourself to twice the terror on Tuesdays.
Give me your best shot.
I've come to take what's mine.
What's going on? Why don't you tell us?
Yes, it's a whole month of double features on Tuesday Night Terrors. This week, Jeff Daniels has a little problem.
It's just a spider.
And John Goodman has the solution for arachnophobia. Then stick around for the sci-fi classic. Then, this week on Tuesday Night Terrors.
On the Movie Channel.
Coming soon. Coming soon on the Movie Channel. Coming soon on the Movie Channel. This is the Movie Channel's feature presentation. This film has been rated R by the Motion Picture Association of America.